Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Miskatonic Playhouse, or welcome if it is your first time with us. My name is ValyGirl Heather, otherwise known in my real life as Heather Ashcraft, and I am your keeper of arcane lore for tonight's part two of a very special Regency Cthulhu scenario, The Viscount That Left Me by Zoe Chetney. This is available on Drive-Thru RPG through the Miskatonic repository, both in PDF and print. I'm just going to put that out there because this is a fantastic scenario. And if you're still looking for that belated Christmas gift, I highly recommend grabbing this. This is, again, part two. Unfortunately, due to technical difficulties a few weeks ago, we ended up with part one and part two. So if you are joining us for the very first time today, and you're watching this on the replay, I suggest maybe going back and watching part one first so you can see exactly what has transpired with our investigators. But if you are joining us live, enjoy the ride. Just beware, there will be spoilers. So if you have not seen part one. But before we do a little bit of a recap on exactly what has happened to this point, I am going to turn this over and we are going to introduce our lovely, lovely group of investigators, all of whom I am very grateful that cleared their schedule last minute so we could do this part two. I'm going to start. Investigators, if you could introduce yourselves, who you're playing, and maybe a little bit about where people can find you. I'm going to start once again with my partner in crime at Lightless Beacons, another podcast, the lovely Lydia.
Hi, everybody. As Heather said, I'm Lydia, and you can find me at Lightless Beacons, which is, as also Heather said, another podcast. You can also find me right here on the Miskatonic Playhouse, where I've been doing a lot of Regency things. And what was the last thing I was in? Gaslight as well, our Gaslight production, Mr. Whisper, which has been a real highlight of my time here. I'm playing Miss Alicia Palmer, who is the younger sister of the bride whose Viscount has left her, as is the title of this scenario. She's very excited to be here, and she's totally on board with the idea of putting frogs in the box.
And I do believe you're under a little bout of madness already. Is Alicia nuts?
Well, she's lost quite a bit of San. Yes, she's lost a bit. She's not used to this kind of excitement. She's been quite a sheltered life, poor girl.
Well, that shelter is crumbling around her. So, but let's move on to our next investigator, the opulent and always beautiful Olga.
Yes, hello. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Olga. You can find me on Blue Sky as Bestat the Cat, or here on the Discord as Bestat the Cat, or my work at Drive to RPG for the Internal Grind Cafe. And today I'll be playing the wonderful Miss Phoebie Andino, who is 29 years old, wears mourning black way longer than appropriate to make sure she doesn't have to dance with anyone, and is here to keep those little lovely women grounded. And we're gonna solve this. We're gonna go on an adventure, and with a little luck, get that the stupid husband back for Harriet, and maybe
Right.
learn something interesting.
But your skills have already come into play. Your vast knowledge in the academic world have already
Yes.
paid off in terms of translating a certain bit of secret text out that has provided the basis for a very special curse that seems to be going on. But we'll talk about that more in a few minutes. Let's move on to the always elegant embroidered Yeti.
I'm sorry, elegant is about the last word I'd apply to myself.
Oh, are you? Hush
I'll
you.
take it,
Yeah.
I'll take it. Um, you know, what with the Germans always in sandals and hiking boots and never ever seen on heels and that, yeah, that's me. I'm Yeti, and you can find me on Blue Sky as Embroidered Yeti. And on occasion, I also do show up in the Playhouse or on Hedges' burned out Playhouse playing Embers of Humanity. And just right now, I'm also playing Cult with the lovely guys at Tales of Mystery and Mayhem, Myth and Mayhem, even. Oh God, Tales of Myth and Mayhem is what they're called. Thank you. I'll be playing Theo Harewood, who is Alicia's best friend and also the tomboy of the group. They're tying up the elegant thing neatly here. I I wear my hair short, much to the scandal of my mother, and there is a riding crop hidden under my petticoat, so I can whip anybody who dares threaten my darling Alicia, however mad she may be. I'll look after her.
I am on pins and needles waiting to see how that one plays out at this point because that's news to me as a keeper. Hey, but let's move on. We still have
It's
one
in
more
my sheet.
Oh, I know, but now that they know, now everybody knows. Theo's secret is not so secret anymore. But let's move on. We have one final investigator, always an absolute pleasure to have, and of course, a small contributor to our the system that we are working on now. So it is always an honor. The lovely, as always, Lynn Hardy.
Hello, everyone. You can find me on Blue Sky, which is pretty much where I hang out these days. If you want to sort of follow my wafflings about what I get up to on a daily basis in the writing hovel and editing hovel. This evening I am playing Miss Kamala Joshi, who is 22, sensible, charming, has the weight of her family's expectations riding on her shoulders, but is feeling a little bit shaken at the moment, having discovered that really horrible, icky heart thing in that box, and is really hoping that her gentle chat with people about maybe just putting gravel in it to fool the odious Francis Fable is probably better and more expedient than hunting for a frog.
And you are more than likely correct, because as we pull back the curtain and shed some light on our investigators, they are pulling up in front of the Viscount's ancestral home, the Perry Mead house. Now, to this point, they have all been summoned as bridesmaids to Bath. You participated in the marriage of Alicia's sister, the previous Miss Palmer, now Viscountess Huntley, to Thomas Huntley, the current Viscount of the Perry Mead house, and the heir to the Huntley line, which seems to have a bit of a curse under it. Unfortunately, after a lovely evening after the wedding, the next morning, all of you who were summoned over by the bride to the bride and groom's rented apartment, only to find that the Viscount is missing, and no sign has been, not hide nor hair has been discovered about his whereabouts. The only odd things that seem to be linking him in any kind of physical form were a couple of very swampy, icky, ichor, gunky stains on the bed sheets, as well as a shriveled, disgustingly shriveled heart that was found in a small barrel of wine at the local church where they were. Now, on top of this, we have another player. Well, not player. We have another character in the mix, and that is the Viscount's half-brother, who is not known to be the kind and charming person like his brother is. No. Mr. Francis Fable, who a couple of you have had a rather nasty run-in with, who was bragging about how soon he would be the power of the Huntley line, and he would be showing the Tawn exactly who they've been putting down and making fun of all these years. Who's going to show them, which bodes a bit ominous. But now, as you step out from the carriage to the Perry Mead house in Bath, it's a small, modest for a member of the Tawn, 2-story house. The ground floor has its general, what you would consider probably fairly standard layout: ballroom, drawing room, library, parlor, dining room. And then the first floor obviously probably has the bedrooms, a dressing room, and a gallery. You have chosen to scoop up some rocks and put them into the box that has held the heart. Who has the heart, the actual heart? What have you done with it? Let's bring us up to speed.
That's in my secret pocket.
All right. So you do have it on your person. The house itself is a couple of miles southeast of Bath. The Huntleys have resided here for many, many generations. And there, as you come up to the door, there you are meted by the housekeeper, Mrs. Werther. She's a small, kind of a short, elderly woman with a bit of a kind smile on her face. She's been with the family for quite some time. Miss Joshi, Kamala, you know of Mrs. Werther's just because generally that's you. That if it is part of the ton, you are aware of it. She's friendly, jovial enough, and she recognizes each of you. Just if in any part because of the wedding festivities. Oh, my dears. Hello, I wasn't expecting you. What are you doing here? How is Alicia? How is your sister?
Oh, well, I'm afraid she's not doing too well at the moment. Uh, we're all really quite worried about her.
Oh dear, what's happened? Oh no, come in, come in, come in. Proper. And she brings you in and leads you to the parlor. Come now. Do we need a spot of tea?
Oh, tea would be wonderful. Thank you so much. You're so very thoughtful, as always.
I shall get it post haste. Please have a seat, and then you shall let me know if I may be of any service. And
Thank
she flits off
Oh,
out of the room, probably towards the. Oh, did you? Yes, dear. Did you need something?
yes. I feel very faint for my constitution, and I was wondering, could you get me some raw liver?
Raw liver.
It
Uh,
helps. The doctor says it helps. It's a beauty hack.
ah. Well, I shall endeavor to do my best and see if we have any. Um, raw liver. Oh,
Thank you, darling.
and she kind of walks out of the room a little bit slower than she was originally going, looking slightly confused and concerned on her face, but she heads out of the room.
My dear, why do you want raw liver?
Oh, you
Well,
genius! Is that for siren bait?
yes, and maybe to
Oh,
mimic a heart.
oh,
Um,
Phoebe, you're so
but
clever.
and
Sure,
was
we
maybe
could
even
have just
cleverer.
asked Cook if Cook had a heart. I mean,
I think yes.
stuffed heart is quite common. I mean, although it's servants' food, but
Oh, well, I wouldn't know, Kamala, but you taught me something, so that's marvelous, and I'm gonna have a word with our poor servants. Shall we ask the Dowager what if she knows more? Because she is, I believe, if we can ask if she's in, and then maybe she has more information that is less biased and more directed to her preservation of her future grandchild.
Hmm. Well, that is the question,
Great.
is how much are we going to tell everybody? Can we really trust anybody in this house? I mean, I don't like to think that some of them might be keeping things from us, especially dear Mrs. Werther. She has been such a faithful retainer all these years, I'm sure.
I think you are absolutely right, Alicia. I do think the Dowager's the woman with the most to lose and the most to gain if
True,
we
true.
succeed in our goals. So I would be quite inclined to either have a chat with her And if no chat would be available to rate her room, what do you think?
I think that's a very sensible idea. I mean, her husband died shortly after they were married. I mean, maybe we're assuming too much that she knows anything about it, but I think you're right. Appealing to her maternal instincts and her grand maternal instincts is definitely way to go. I'm not sure that we should involve the staff any more than we have to, for their own protection as much as anything else. Plus the fact we still don't know exactly where that terrible woman is getting all her gossip from. And you never know, not that I wish to impugn the Huntley staff, but servants do pass as invisible, the most part, and who knows what they hear.
Very good point. Come on.
And as of
we
almost
haven't
on,
seen a trace of Francis since we arrived, have we? It's not like his coach was parked out front or something.
But he had gained a few hours on us, I believe.
you do not see there doesn't seem to be any, you don't see it like a top hat or anything, or there was not another coach outside. And as if almost on cue, you start to hear the very familiar clink, clink, clink of glasses, like on a tray, as Mrs. Werther's comes in with a pot of tea and all the appropriate accoutrement, and begins serving. Well, now, dears, I do hope that, yeah, Alicia, I do hope that your sister, I do hope that the Viscountess is not too ill. My goodness, I had hoped. And she begins pouring the tea for everybody.
Oh, well, why? That almost sounds as if you had been worrying for her.
Oh, well, of course, dear. Of course I have. I mean, the wedding took place so quickly. I mean, one moment they were just meeting. The Viscount wanted nothing to do with marriage, and the next minute he's married. And forgive me, my dear, as she looks at you, Alicia, and hands you a cup of tea. It is no. I speak almost, and no matter. But it just was so quick.
What is it, do you think, changed his mind? I mean, we all saw how quickly he fell in love, but he has been enjoying his bachelorhood, I understand.
Well, I couldn't actually say. I do know that he and his brother had been having words here and there, and he even even his poor mother, the Dowager Viscountess, who, I mean, it was so fast she didn't even have time to return from visiting Lady Bagtonbury from Sussex. I believe she's still there. I'm assuming it would probably be getting to her right about now about the. I'd have no idea what the dear lady's going to be thinking. Her son married such a man.
Yes, I did wonder why the Dowager Viscountess wasn't at the wedding, but that would explain it. Thank you for clearing up that little point for us, Mrs. Worthing.
Yes, it's just also very fast and very strange. Here, I hope you like your tea. I mean, I had hoped that everything would go well. We had such high hopes. Thomas was always such a beautiful child, always well-mannered and kept, and even though with the scraps his brother would, Francis would always antagonize him. They weren't the happiest of brothers, but they are brothers, and that should mean something. I mean, but I do know that I believe he was worried. Poor Thomas.
Worried about?
Sips her tea.
What
I
is
slip
it?
I slip an extra sugar in Alicia's tea here for your nerves.
Oh, thank you, darling. You're very thoughtful.
Yes, recently, Thomas, with this whole wedding business, he had been up all hours of the night in his study, taking long walks by the river. actually reminded me of his father just a little bit.
Oh,
I
you
think
you were
meaningful glances
here,
are being exchanged.
and you were here as a servant when the Viscount's father was still alive?
Oh, my dear, yes, I've been here. I came into service with the Huntley family as a scullery maid, just when I was quite a bit younger. The age has gotten to me, dear. But
Oh,
yes,
not at all.
Oh, you are most kind. But when one looks in the reflecting mirror, and you see yourself, and what reflects back at you just isn't the same young girl that started so many years ago. But it is as it is, and I have been most happy. The Huntleys have been most kind to me and my family over the years, and I have been most happy to serve them. I practically raised the youngins myself for a few. It's just so sad to see so much tragedy come to one family. I understood, and I'd heard the stories when I was first brought in. I mean, unfortunately, servants do talk amongst themselves and gossip. I've heard the tales of the Viscounts before, and it's just so sad.
What tales would those be?
Mm, oh, the stories of creatures along the river, and love and rejection, and the well, we don't like to speak much of it, but the Viscount's ancestor who went mad, he was locked in the room in this very house.
I can't help myself and burst out in a not so quiet whisper. So they know.
No. Oh
You
dear.
know where the room is that this ancestor was locked up in.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes. He was locked, I believe. He was locked away in one of the upstairs rooms. It's such a terrible story. He was perfectly fine. And then something happened. He his mind went a bit queer. Next thing we knew, well, I wasn't there. It was obviously before my time, but as the story goes, it seems that he went mad sick, what they say. Just kept screaming about getting back to her, and just it was awful. Destroyed his room, and his sister locked him away, and from what I understand, that's how he died. It's quite scandalous. It's taken years and generations for the Huntleys to get past it, but even then, they keep experiencing. Every Viscount gets married and then
passes or disappears, or what happens?
and I worry so about Thomas. I've raised that boy. He's such a sweet child. And if his half brother had anything to do with this, I swear I will forget my place. Take a paddle to that young man.
I'm afraid we have a confession to make to you. As I look at my fellow compatriots,
Do tell, do tell. She needs to know.
Going up and down.
Yes.
Yes.
My-
Tell her.
it is we
Tell
are.
her. Do it. Tell her.
I am terribly sorry. We are sent by Harriet. She Thomas is missing. And
Oh no.
We've got it all figured out, the curse and everything.
it is,
She knows.
and we need help. We're trying to figure out if we can get Thomas back or protect Harriet from suffering, and Harriet's unborn child from suffering the same fate. And please, if you have any information, it is weird, and we are a bit worried because Francis seemed not that inclined to find his brother.
Oh no.
We've got a spell. We can undo it. No, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Please, Mrs. Weathers, it's going to be fine.
We want to help. We really do.
Sorry, Governor.
Well,
Kamala's just sitting there, sort of like shaking her head, as if like, oh God, they're talking about spells in front of one of the staff, and they've just been talking about the Viscount who went mad. This is going really well. Everyone's reputation is going to survive this completely intact.
With being best friends of her employer, we might. And if she loves Thomas, we might. Also,
Yes.
I'm 29 and don't want to get married. I'm very sorry, Kamala. We have our different goals.
All right. So as you relay this information, Phoebe, Mrs. Werther's eyes go wide. You can see the fear. Her heart is on her sleeve. This woman is not trying to hide. She's trying to kind of keep her composure, but she starts to cry a little bit as you say that. You can almost see her shoulders kind of fall a bit when you say that he is missing.
But we might get him back with your help.
If I may be of any service to this family, well, the Dowager Viscountess is not due back for another day. I can keep the staff busy. If there is anything in this house that can help you find him, please do so.
Do you think we might see the room, Mrs. Werther's, the room where the
Where's
first Viscount
Ambrose?
was locked up? Yes.
Of course, that is actually Francis's room now.
Of course it is.
Oh.
Of course it is.
Of course. Here. And she takes another quick sip of tea.
Good.
You can
Lord,
see her.
could you-
You can see her pulling herself together on this. But
Please,
this is definitely.
please take heart, Mrs. Werther's. We've almost got it all figured out, you see. And I think you need to sort of stop me from getting the thing out from under my skirts and showing her the heart.
Taking heart was possibly not the best way of putting that.
Alicia probably holds your hand at this point.
No need to lift your skirts, Theo. But
Mrs.
would it be
Werther's. Oh goodness. Mrs. Werther's kind of gets up and brushes down her petticoats a bit. I must get back to the kitchen, but feel free. The stairs are just here, my dear. The rooms are upstairs. Just if there's anything you need of me, I will keep the staff busy until then.
But
Could you
isn't Mr.
distract
Fable
me?
here?
Yes.
We were under the belief that Mr. Fable had come ahead of us and was already here. Has he not arrived?
Francis, that dear boy, he was here and then left again. I do believe he went for a walk down near the river.
Oh, he's gone to the river.
He left just briefly before you arrived, so he can't be that far ahead. But do you need to speak with him?
Oh, no, definitely not. No, not at the moment, anyway.
But
We
do
don't
you
want
think
to
we need to
worry him.
stop him? Do you think
I'd
he's
be more
maybe gone
tempted to
to
push him in.
gone to see the siren and
Ladies,
sell Thomas to him or something?
Francis might be the new lord of this state if everything. So we don't want to bother Lord Fable just yet. And if you could perhaps, we'll just stay out of his hair. And if he tends to come up and it would be a bit unseemly for in his room, then try to distract him while we get out. If that's not too much to ask.
I shall endeavor to do my best, my dear. If you go up the stairs into the gallery and then go to the door on the far right, that is Master Fable's room. I shall, let's just say I shall keep this under my hat. We wouldn't want this to get out, that you would be in his
definitely
room
not. No.
unaccompanied. Or at all. If you wish to see Mr. Huntley's, the Viscount's room, is if you go to the top of the stairs and then to the left is his room, and his study is attached to that, where he spent many nights. If you need anything, I do believe they are going to bring your raw liver shortly, so I must stop them. Quickly, quickly now. I cannot hold back the gossip too much.
Yes.
Is,
Go,
is
go,
there
go.
any upstairs window from which we could see the river?
Yes, there are windows all through all the rooms, so you should be able to look out. I'm sure Francis's room has the windows that would at least give you a bit of a river view. Now, go, go, go. And she kind of scurries away. You almost see a spark of like she's part of an intrigue, and that has kind of bolstered her spirits. Even though she knows that, and especially Kamala, you know that if any of the word of you combing around the manor house in this way gets out, your reputations are going to take some major hits. So you don't have very long to go through all this before someone else on the staff gets wind of this.
So, ladies, divide and conquer, or are we all going to go and just turn over the odious Mr. Fable's room so we can get it done as quickly as possible?
I think divide and conquer might be faster in game time, not in real time, but in game time.
I think at this point I've sort of already run halfway up the stairs.
Maybe half of us could go into Fable's room and half of us could go into Thomas's room rather than some of us going to try to intercept him.
Yes, that sounds excellent, Alicia. I'm happy to go in either room, and I'm
As a
available for
scholar, perhaps
translating.
it might be better for you to go into the private study if the Viscount was researching something in there. That seems like it's very much your forte.
I will go immediately. As I
And I'll come with
stomp
you.
Okay.
off from
I'm
Cromwell.
just going to get a quick glance to see where everyone is going. Lynn, where is Kamala going?
She's going to Viscount Huntley's study, hopefully with Phoebe.
Yes.
Okay. Phoebe. Okay. So the two of you are going into the Viscount's room and through there to the study because that's how it goes. Lydia with Alicia. Where's Alicia going?
Alicia is going to be going into the room where the former Viscount was locked up.
So you are going into Francis's room.
Right. Yes, that's right.
Okay. And our darling elegant Yeti, where is Theo going? I'm going to keep doing that because I love your fun. I love that smile.
Absolutely. I think I'm running up to Francis's room, and the first thing I'll do is look out the windows to see if I can see him by the riverside plotting with the siren.
Okay. All right. So you will get there first, Theo, since you've already got a head start. You're not waiting around. You'll get first glance, and then we will get to this. Okay. So Mrs. Werthers has scurried off. You now have a companion, a partner in crime, a member of the household. You have very limited time. Theo, you scramble up the stairs and head fairly easily find Francis's room off of the middle gallery there. This room is a mess. There's brightly colored clothing strewn across the bed, across the chairs. You very quickly recognize this is a lot of very expensive, very fashionable clothing. This is not a person who wears sensible clothing whatsoever. That looks like, it's just stuff everywhere.
A dandy, I say in disgust.
Yes, very, very much so. So you are looking through and you go straight to the window. You look out the window. You see the green grounds of the estate and the lovely trees, and from beyond that, you can see the river. You don't see Francis anywhere. You don't see any type of odd mythical creature or things. But you can see what looks to be, it's not a set path, but it looks like it's a well-worn air, almost like a deer path, or that a path that has been walked upon, probably by many generations of the men in this house, and that kind of leads down and around a bend. You're pretty sure if there's a spot further down along the river, that's the direction that you would probably go. As you are kind of examining all that, Alicia, you show up in the room. I would like Alicia, as Theo's attention is right now out the window. Alicia, I would like you to make me a spot hidden roll, please.
Okay, spot hidden. What does Alicia have? She doesn't have great spot hidden. It's 28%, but let's have a look and see. Ooh, that was a 9 against 28.
Ooh.
So yeah,
Mwah.
that's a hard success there.
First roll of the game. Beautiful.
Yay.
You, of course, walk into this disaster area of a room and the clothing and everything all over the place. But you are taking a different approach. You look around the room and you notice in the fireplace, you know that a fire has not been laid, but there is quite a bit of soot on the rug in front of the grate. You kind of look through it as your eye catches a little bit of burned paper. You find this small snippet of paper that was not quite fully burned. Theo, while you are scanning the outside, your eye, as you kind of move from window to window, because there are several windows, you see that it looks like the frame has been scratched. And as your brain kind of realize, it kind of comes into focus on exactly, like, these are not just random scratches, these are words. You notice that around the window frame, the scratches, there are quite a few words, and they have been just jagged. I mean, whoever did this with full, passion or madness, perhaps.
Do the score marks look sort of old? I mean, could they have been here since Ambrose's day?
They do. They look like they have been in this wood for quite some time. Alicia, I'm going to jump back to you while Theo is reading. Alicia, what do you see with that piece of paper?
Well, it's part of a note, and you can only see the first couple of lines. There is half an address, but we can sort of extrapolate the rest of it just from knowing where we just were. Number 4, the Crescent in Bath, 17th of June, 18 something, which is whatever year this is in. And all we can read of the note itself is, "My dear Harriet, I beg of you, please forgive the something. It breaks my heart to something." So, did this come from Thomas and it was taken and intercepted and burnt before it could reach Harriet? Possibly, if it was written from this house? Well, no, it isn't, because it's for the Crescent. It was written in Bath.
What date is it today?
What date is it today, Keeper?
I
thought
make
it
me
was the
go back to our
16th of
timeline.
June.
No?
Today, yes. So the wedding was on the 14th, and it is June 15th. So
This is dated the 17th of June.
So is he pre-written a letter to? Okay, unless it's a letter explaining. what's
Oh,
happened
Francis
or is
snatched it from
happening?
Thomas so that Harriet cannot
Harriet
know.
wouldn't know.
Hmm.
Yes.
And
A sort
Theo,
of, yeah, if you read
yeah,
this, something awful has happened thing.
Theo,
Interesting.
you are reading through these mad scratchings and on the wooden frame of the window. Why don't you go ahead and give us a taste of that? And then I'm going to have you roll me sanity.
Yeah, there's blood splotches in between the letters, and it says things like, "She cannot keep me from my love, my passerine bride. I hear her song. Agnes shall pay. Repent, repent. The cause, love, repent. My head, breach of prom." And it breaks off as something awful happened to the writer, undoubtedly. Uh, and that's a 39 and a 69. I'm okay.
Okay, you are fine. There is no sanity loss, but some of this is starting to all sound familiar. You realize that since it was poor Ambrose who went mad, Agnes was the name of his sister. You know that.
How
Um,
beastly of her to keep him prisoner in the room where he could see her. Ah,
That is very cruel.
the poor man.
Hmm. To be so close, but so far from the person you love, that must be a terrible thing. I can't imagine what that must be like.
I nod and stare.
all right. As the two of you have found these and continue, we are going to move over to Kamala and to Phoebe, you come into Thomas's room because to get to his study, you have to go through his room. His room is almost the opposite of what the other two have found in Francis's room. It is neat and tidy, everything in its place. Um, it doesn't. It barely looks like it's anyone's lived, been here in quite some time. It's almost no one has probably slept in this bed in a little while. And you move past into the study. You have some bookcases, you have a very old wooden desk with little bit of ornate work on it. Um, you look
Yeah.
things over, and I would like you both to give me spot hidden rolls, please, if you would.
Yeah. And base for spot hidden's 25%, isn't it? Am I misremembering?
Well, I'm glad I'm
Uh,
not the only
I
person who's only
believe
got
so.
base.
for base, I believe it is, yes.
It's been a while since I've had to look at a Call of Cthulhu character sheet. Oh, I mean, it
Um,
kind of doesn't really matter because I just rolled 87, so I think we can safely say that's not a success. Damn
And
you,
I'm
unicorn
afraid I
dice.
rolled an 82, but I'm willing to push it.
Oh, tell me how you would like to push it.
Phoebe thinks it's an emergency, so she just goes to town on his desk. She will just pull letters out. She's making a mess. A discoverable mess, but she's not being gentle or unseen. She's trying to find buttons, she's trying to find hidden entrances, she's trying to find interesting letters. It's things are flying.
You know what? I will
Oh,
absolutely, yeah. You're going to start just pulling everything out. So please go ahead. Make the roll.
45
That's
under 55, a normal success, but a
that
success nonetheless.
perfect, not a problem. But you find this. You find what looks to be a hand-on like a watercolor. It looks almost to be like a map. What you recognize by looking at it and with your academic prowess, you see on the left side what appears to be um, maybe a map of Bath and the
Yes.
area. It's a little hard to tell, but it looks like it might be buildings. It's not clear. It's not labeled in any way. There is the compass showing north at the top on the side.
Mhm.
And then on the right side, you see what looks to be a beautiful large weeping willow over some body of water. And
Yes.
beyond that, beyond just barely visible, appears to be maybe a cave or some type of structure carved out, maybe natural. Yeah, it's probably a cave. And then, of course, the compass showing the directional at the top of that in relation.
And the little scale or other thing pointing to the right at the bottom corner.
There's
And
Perrymead 1 mile.
in that direction. And north is at an angle. North is pointing west, which is a bit weird, but I'll take it. I also quickly take a pencil and try to like scribble over the blotting paper or check the blotting paper and see if any letters were blotted or
Checking for more hidden messages.
yes.
You do not find any. This
Very
just
well.
appears to be, but you do notice that on the desk, which is there are before you even started scattering stuff everywhere, there were already a smattering of scattered papers and pencils and whatnot. And you do find a small, a small, almost like a portable watercolor set, simple watercolor set, and some paper that seem to match up with this particular the map that you have found.
I think we need to share this with the rest, Kamala. I
I
hope
think
that
we do.
we will rejoin the others. I slip the water paint set in my pocket because who knows when you need emergency art.
All right. You leave the room then and head back to find with the others. Alicia, Theo, are you continuing to search the room or are you, because you do not find anything else, I will say that. What's the plan, ladies?
I think before leaving the room, Alicia probably would keep looking for any more hidden messages, particularly sort of on the skirting boards or maybe behind furniture, thinking if there was something scratched into the window, maybe there's something. She couldn't pull the paper off the walls, that would just be too much. But she suspects there might be more. Even if there isn't, I think she'd use as much time as she's got to keep looking.
What you the conclusion you come to is that over the years, if there were, and with a mind as mad as what appears Ambrose, that frame of mind that he was in, there probably were more. But since Ambrose's time, the walls have been repapered, furniture has been gone over, a little bit of white, some of the whitewashing has been done in the room, freshening things up as various viscountesses have come in and made their residence in the manor. But somehow this one little stretch maybe has just been missed. Or as you look closer, you think that maybe it's been uncovered recently. You find flecks of a little bit of the whitewashing in the grooves of the carvings, just little tiny bits. But it looks like someone has almost excavated this section around it.
Interesting. Who do we think might have done that?
That Francis is just such a interfering busybody on top of everything else.
He really is. I don't think he's a very nice man at all.
Do I see anything of his that I can pinch just to annoy him? Like, whatever, his favorite silk scarf or something. I'm going to use that to wrap a frog for him.
There are plenty of options. There are gloves and scarves, ascots, pretty much anything of the fashion of the day. He's a slob, so take your pick.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to take a garish, polka-dotted silk handkerchief with the aim of giving him a fancifully wrapped tote later.
Okay.
I stuff it in the pocket with the heart.
Oh, that's never going to be the same. That stain smell is never going to come out. Okay. All right. My investigators, you come together at the doorway to Francis's room. So Kamala and Phoebe will get a glimpse into the disaster area that is Francis's room.
Oh,
And,
goodness,
before
please tell me
are
you didn't do that.
Oh no, he's a slob.
It was like that when we got here.
Do you need to wash your
look,
I
hands?
think he needs a better valet.
There's graffiti that poor Mad Ambrose did by the window. He was looking out there pining for the siren when he was locked up. It's horrible.
Do you think we should go back down to the parlour and discuss this, rather than on the stairs where anyone might hear us, or where we might get caught?
You are the smartest
right.
of all of us, Kamala.
Well, I
Let's go.
can't see Francis coming yet because I'm thinking he would have come up that path there. I point
Which
to the
path?
general direction. I think if we wanted to go down to the river and look for him, that's the way we would go. And so I'm thinking that's how we would return to the house also. So if we wanted, if we're not seeing him yet, I think we'd have another couple minutes maybe to look somewhere else. If there was anything else anywhere.
I'm not sure there is. I think we need to have a proper look at this map that Phoebe found.
Oh,
and see
that's
if we can work out
exciting.
where it is.
It is.
Wow.
It's quite well done. I didn't know Thomas had a hand for it. I'm quite impressed. But a bit of a waste, really, that he's not here. I hope he's still among us, if we can get him back. Harriet could have done
Of course
worse,
we're going to get him back.
Yes, of course we're going to get him back.
Yes, Alicia, of course we're going to get him back. Yes, dear. Right. I think we do should check out that desire pet, but let's go down to the parlor, like Kamala said. And then perhaps a little stroll in the garden is just what us young ladies need.
Constitutional, definitely, yes.
Yeah, let's find that willow.
I think the willow is in Bath. I think it's actually on the northeast side of Bath, a
I
little to the south.
think.
Oh no, I realise it's an
think I have
inset into the map, isn't it?
Yes. But if
Yes.
Perrymead is a mile away from that and we're not far from the southeast of Bath,
Oh,
I have a sneaking suspicion, as you hopefully tell us about the footpath that you've seen, that if we follow that footpath, we may well find the willow.
Well, that's grand. Your knowledge of geography is impressive, Kamala. It is you're wasted as a mother and a wife. But other than that,
I'm not
let's
one
go.
yet.
I know. You can still become a scholar. A woman of
Can we be
learning.
your bridesmaids if you do get married? Oh, do say we can.
Let's deal with one problem at a time, okay? And this one is slightly time sensitive. I know I'm 22 and I'm almost over the hill, but let's deal with Harriet's problem first. Then we can worry about everything else.
The smartest of all of us. Let's go.
Okay. I almost think I need that on a shirt. Okay. Thank you for the quote of the day, Olga. I appreciate that. You're wasted as a wife and mother. Okay. The four of you gather yourselves together. Now, I have two questions. First, does anybody else go and look at the scratches, the writing on the door frame before you leave.
Just take my word for it. It's horrible.
Yes,
I'm
it's
quite
not in
happy to trust
code.
Theo.
Same.
Okay.
Scrolls of a madman.
All right. We will just let that go. I will be a kind and benevolent keeper for now. But it's not over yet. Second question. Are you exploring any of the other rooms before you leave? There are so beyond you have Francis's room, you have the Viscount's room and his study. The Dowager Viscountess's room is also on that level. Let's see. And I think there is one other room.
There's a guest bedroom.
There is the guest bedroom. And so are you exploring any of the other rooms and the dressing room that is between Francis's room and the Dowager Viscountess's room?
I don't think it would hurt to explore the Dowager's room. The reason being, I got alarm bells blaring when Mrs. Werther said that she started work as a scullery maid and now she's the housekeeper. That is a meteoric social rise. That's the lowest position on the social rung for servants to the highest position.
Well,
Has
depending
she
on
kind
how
of
old
been...
she is, it is possible.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's still pretty high up, isn't it? So I'm just wondering whether the Dowager is sort of giving her something to keep her quiet, because she obviously knows things. Maybe this is a kind of, we will give you the highest position in the house, other than the butler, to kind of keep you on side. I'm just wondering.
That's sort of what I was thinking. Also, if there was any rumor of, curses and scandals and madness, it might be quite difficult to retain staff.
Oh, this is true too.
Okay,
We're here.
so you're
If we have time, might be good. Have a quick look.
Yes.
yeah, you tell me.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
I put a
I'm
picture of
nosy.
Mrs. Werther's.
Kamala thinks this is a very bad idea and is going down to the parlor. If for no
Yes, you
other reason,
distract
she
him.
can at least be lookout
See,
Okay.
brilliant.
and distract Francis if he comes back to the house. I mean, I'm sure he's off in a cave with a mermaid at the moment or a siren. But yes, Kamala is going to be on lookout duty because she thinks this is a bad idea.
She's
Okay.
probably right, to be honest.
Okay. Kamala heads downstairs, and the three of you who are still upstairs, there's a little bit of just polite talk. Mrs. Werther's just kind of, you can hear Mrs. Werther's voice checking in. I posted a copy of her portrait into the Discord. I can throw it into the chat too. So you hear Kamala and Mrs. Werther's chatting while the three of you slip into the Dowager Viscountess's bedroom. It's lush, but in a practical way. Like it's of a slightly older age, not quite the most fashionable, but it's luxurious enough for the Viscountess, the Dowager Viscountess, excuse me. It's fairly neat. Everything's kind of in its place. No one has probably been here for a little while, but you know that she's on a trip. You carefully go through the small writing desk that she has in the corner, kind of look through a couple of the sideboards, and you don't really find much. There are a lot of pictures, portraits, few small cameos of looks like probably family members. Looks like there's one that was painted of both of the boys when they were little. There's one of at least a few that were probably of Thomas's father. Something done for the wedding day. There's still quite a bit of black. You look kind of peek into the wardrobe and you can still see some of the mourning clothes that were there. There doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary here. Everything seems to be in proper order.
Other than a woman of exquisite taste, I don't think we find anything. I mean, except for the knowledge that Francis was an ugly child, but it's sad. It is sad. Children are rarely ugly, but he manages. It is impressive. But I think we should perhaps enjoin Kamala, unless you ladies want to look at something else.
No, this is enough. Yeah, I'm glad to see that she apparently really was fond of Thomas. It is fond of Thomas, of course. I mean to say.
There you
She
do
kno-
notice that there's maybe one picture of Francis as a small child, but the vast majority of children or current pictures of portraits, I should say, are of Thomas. He was definitely the favored child.
I think I was still harboring some mild resentment over her not having been at the wedding, but now that we know that she's visiting in Sussex, was it? Yeah, no, maybe it was just unfortunate timing, and she's going to regret for the rest of her days that she missed this splendid service.
Okay. Mala, you are speaking with Mrs. Werther's downstairs during this time. She looks at you a little bit worried. I can't keep them at bay much longer.
Don't worry, I'm sure they won't take too much more time. I mean, they're almost done. I'm absolutely positive of it.
I wouldn't want anything to happen to your reputation, my dear.
And that's greatly appreciated, Mrs. Werther's.
I do hope you find him. It would be a shame to lose my... Well, I think of him as my poor boy, but he's not mine.
We will do everything we can, Mrs. Werther's, I promise you.
And probably about that time, unless my other three investigators are doing anything else, I'm assuming at this point you would all be coming down the stairs. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Mrs. Werther's hands you, Phoebe, a small wrapped parcel, brown paper, butcher paper, and a little bit of a tie. Your liver, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you. This is great. It will do great things for my complexion, or to other things. And I stuff it in my reticule, and I don't move an eyebrow as the blood seeps into the beautiful beaded fabric.
She looks a little worried, but she looks like Mrs. Werther's is going to. She opens her mouth to say something about that, and then stops herself. So, well, good luck, my dears. Please give Harriet my best. I do hope that this terrible. Well, I do hope that Thomas is found safe. All of you.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. We'll get him. We'll get him back all right.
And she kind of shoos you towards the front door.
Completely out of character. I know who the soul of the undoer could be. Because they've just done a Lydia and walked right into the "I'll do anything you need me to" trap. That's out of character, obviously. Kamala would not think such ungenerous or selfish thoughts.
Kamala, I had a thought. Did you notice how grateful she was?
Ooh.
She might be. She's very old, Kamala. It's great.
Kamala's an old soul.
She really didn't need that soul much longer, did she?
Yes, it's like what, 5 more years in her. This is perfect.
I wanted it to be Thomas. Sorry, Francis.
It's good to have a backup, though.
Yes. Excellent, Alicia. Yes.
All right,
Well,
investigators, what is next?
I
We
think
gather
we
our
need to go for a
skirts and
walk. Yes.
we firmly walk as fast as our skirt allows to go on an invigorating pace that is not unladylike, but
You know how much more convenient this would be in breeches.
I quite agree, Tio, quite agree.
Well, I can't really deny that.
This is true. But at least these dresses are far easier to move in than what our grandmothers would have had to wear. Can you imagine those kind of stays? How did anybody manage to get anything done in those?
That's why I hope
Well-
someone doesn't like invent something insensible like the hobble skirt. That would be worse.
Or if somebody
dear.
started putting steel in the middle of stays, that would be very, very
Oh,
difficult
that sounds
indeed.
deeply uncomfortable.
Ooh.
Just a
Ugh.
bit.
Well, on that uncomfortable note, what is the plan, investigators?
Are we going to
Have a
the
plan?
cave?
Well, let's put it this way. What are the next steps?
Do we want
well,
to
I think
sneak up?
I mean, we've got to sort of walk purposefully as long as we're in sight of the house. But I think once we start getting towards where we suspect that willow is, we're going to need to be a little bit more cautious.
Hmm.
And this is where we discover that absolutely none of us have stealth.
Speak for yourself.
I don't
I
know.
have been stealthing for many years. Come on.
Alicia is not stealthy at all.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, so
sort
what
of
we're
expecting
basically
us to
saying-
run into Francis eventually, but
Yeah, so what we're basically saying then is that Phoebe gets to go first and overhear whatever it is that Francis is up to in that cave. Seeing
And
as
she's wearing
all the rest of
black,
us are
she
like
can-
baby elephants.
Yeah. She can sneak in
Unless
the
we
shadows
dance
like,
there.
yeah, Regency that man. It'll be great.
I'm just going to throw myself into the river because my swim is really good.
That's good to
Possibly
know.
not a good
That's
idea
good to
until
know.
we've made friends with the siren.
Our investigators leave the confines of the Perrymead house and head out along the grounds towards the reasonably well-worn walking path, it seems, that is going to lead them along the river and around the bend, hiking up your skirts and walking a little bit faster than maybe normally acceptable. You head towards what you believe to be potentially a large willow tree with a cave. And in that cave, who knows what you will find. But we are going to take a very, very short break to allow our investigators and myself a little bit more caffeine or whatever beverage of choice and a quick bio break. And we will be back shortly to the finale, to the final scenes, and find out exactly what is in that cave. And is Francis really going to absolutely tear somebody apart for destroying his best scarf? We shall see. 5 minutes. And we will be back.
I really hope that Round the Bend isn't prophetic.
And welcome back to the Miskatonic Playhouse. Again, I am your keeper of arcane lore, ValyGirl Heather, and I, of course, am joined by 4 incredible investigators in Lynn Hardy, our lovely Lydia, the embroidered Yeti, and, of course, Basset Cat Olga. Our 4 investigators have just finished their time at the seat of the Viscount Huntley, their home, and done the investigating, and are now skirts slightly hiked, daring to bare their ankles, but no one hopefully is around to see this and ruin reputations as they follow the well-worn trail through following the bend of the river. You have moved as quickly as you feel comfortable doing. Yes, Phoebe?
My benevolent keeper, would we be allowed to have a luck roll to see if some garden implements are left lying around?
Oh,
You know what? That is an excellent
Right.
idea. And I shall see if a errant gardener happened to have maybe been a little bit too lazy that day. Please roll that luck.
And I do only have 30 luck, so it's pushing it from the start, but
Oh, you can't take
Oh,
it
I
with
think
you.
I-
So
38
think I
luck, so
rolled
no, I
Mm.
did not.
unfortunately,
I
the
do not
gardeners
think-
are the gardeners have kept their spaces and tools neat and tidy, and unfortunately, you do not find any errant garden tools happened about. But you move as quickly as possible as you can, considering the layers of your skirts and petticoats and the shoes that and the corsets and all that are allowing you to move
Can I?
through.
Sorry.
Yes,
As I, as I see Phoebe's efforts looking around for something to possibly whack Francis or a siren with, can I use my natural world to, find a nice suitable stick that will not break upon impact?
absolutely.
Let's see. Maybe I can save you because that's what I do. And oh, that's very nice. That is a 9 and a 50. This is the best stick you could want.
Yep. In fact, you think you might keep this stick as long as it stays intact. It's fairly strong, but not too thick. It would make an excellent hiking stick, or whacking stick, I suppose, if you wish to use that. But you think you might be
I
keeping this
hand
as a
it to
souvenir
Phoebe
later.
because I've got my crop, but here you go, darling.
Thank you. I am enthused by the concept of whacking, Francis. I'm not very good at it, but if anyone else feels very
Does anyone have a
Steady.
hip flask?
well, if you would have asked, I would have brought you some, but no, not now. Come on, come on.
No, not for me, not for me. It almost slipped my mind with all the excitement, but I
Oh,
do carry some sleeping tablets if Mama's nerves are getting a little frayed. And seeing what we know, well, knowing what we know about Mr. Fable's proclivities, I was wondering whether we should maybe, if we had a hip flask, dissolve some sleeping tablets in it so that should he get unruly, we can offer him a nip.
oh, but by all means, let's go back to Mrs. Werther's and ask her for one.
Yes, we could run.
Also, if we needed to collect, I don't know how you collect the soul. Does one need a vessel for that?
Usually one does, but I think the vessel is the
We
human
put-
being.
Right, we won't have to ask for another jar then.
No, I think these are probably ecumenical matters that are above our pay grade, shall we say?
Let's just ask
Oh,
her
with
for
my
a flask then.
40% in religion, maybe I know where to put a soul in. I don't know.
I'm sure it'll fit in a reticule.
Yes. It's a very
Okay.
generous reticule.
Is anybody returning to God?
Sorry.
No, I'm just thinking poor
It's a good
Francis
idea.
almost at this point. But okay.
Very good
He
idea.
has no idea what's coming for him. Is anybody returning to the manor house to acquire some type of sleeping pills or some type
Oh no,
of
I've got the sleeping pills on me. I just need something to put them in.
Oh, you did a flask. Okay. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to
See whether we were bright enough to remember what we had on our character sheets before we left the house.
Okay. So
With a ribbon
I
and
am
a
going
pin.
to I'm going to take keeper prerogative and say that Kamala, just sometimes to make it through certain events that are socially necessary. Sometimes let's just say that having something that allows a quick nip or two as needed to kind of help you through the most boring of events, social events, is helpful. I will say that maybe perhaps Kamala keeps a very small flask, just enough, about an ounce of a little favorite cordial or something on her person, because it does come in handy to keep smiling when you absolutely want to leave whatever's going on. So we will say this: you have a small flask of something
I
on
will
you.
make sure that it is dosed with the relevant number of sleeping pills.
All of them,
Okay.
yes.
No, not all of them. We don't necessarily want to kill him. We may need him.
Okay.
Yeah,
kill him
for
later.
soul delivery.
Yes.
So you
yes,
you
very
pop a
good.
couple in, shake it up a little bit, and stick it back, and know that it will all probably dissolve on your way. Is anybody else doing anything as you transverse this path along the river?
I will hold the walking stick.
Okay. All right, sticks in hand, sleeping potions brewed, proper, oh my goodness, proper hedge witch stuff going on here. Dear God, poor Francis, perhaps. Okay, the skirts, the edges of the skirts, even though you are holding them, are getting a bit muddy, but you make your way along the river Avon. As it meanders along the east and south of Bath, you come towards a bend. It's almost feels the feeling of almost isolation, of quiet. Uh, it almost strikes you where before it seemed to be part of it, but this little pocket, this bend almost feels like a world apart, as if you when you come around the corner and you see this massive willow tree. I would like anybody who would like to make me a natural philosophy roll, please.
Ooh, I have 50% in natural philosophy.
Is that a
So-
different thing from natural world, I presume?
It is.
Yes, and I don't have that.
What's space in that then?
Probably
also 20?
5, because it was, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, it's the science alternative.
Ooh,
Yeah. I have 20, which is a hard success.
nice.
Excellent. So, Alicia, you look at this massive tree, and again, it almost feels a bit ethereal. The sun is slowly dipping down. And you're heading towards dusk at this point. It's been a bit of a long day for all of you. But in this light, just where it's at, and as the warm colors are starting to come through, reach through the sky as the sun is beginning to set behind the horizon, it does. It's out. It almost paints a portrait of some romantic, some romance of just this one of those ideal dream spots where you've read about, where the man and the woman fall deeply in love, and there's just something about it. It's almost enchanting about the look of this. But with that natural philosophy role, one of the things that stands out is you realize that from the time of Ambrose and his madness, and probably in connection to this siren, it's been like 100 years, and the natural area, the way the rivers flow, has probably changed the landscape a bit. Rivers tend to, as time goes on, they cut through new channels. Channels widen and shrink. The bends get even bendier. All of these natural changes over a century. The trees get larger, sometimes they fall. So the landscape is probably not exactly the way it was at the time of Ambrose. So as you're looking for what is on that watercolor map, you realize that there are probably some changes from Ambrose's time, and to be wary of what, caves sometimes get flooded or get submerged, or are, the river has changed course slightly. So keep that in mind.
Well, ladies, I think it might be quite hard to find what we're looking for. I mean, this tree, it certainly can't have looked the same as it did back in Ambrose's day, and who knows whether this is reclaimed land or floodland, or I don't know. I think maybe we need to cast a bit of a wider net.
I mean, the drawing we presume is Thomas's, right? So I'm going to assume that at least that's a meaningful place to him as well. So it can't be
Would
too
you?
far.
I wonder if we should look in the river itself.
Oh, I think we should probably try and keep as dry as possible. Night's falling. If we get soaked through, we're going to freeze.
Oh, yes, that's very
It's
true.
summer, Kamala. We'll be fine.
I could try and, climb the tree and maybe get a better view from higher up. All the branches are obscuring everything now.
That is good. And while you do that, I will take the painter's view that Thomas had, and I will stand in exactly that perspective and see if I see the cave looking straight.
Okay. For those of you, I would like all of you to make me, you can choose either natural world or spot hidden, please. Up to you.
I'm going to
It's
go
going
with
to go well.
natural world because I have 60 in that.
I'm going to go
Nice.
for spot hidden because at least then I have base.
Oh,
I changed my tens die. I just rolled a critical success. 0-1.
Yay!
Hello.
Great. That is great.
I rolled a 0-2. Hey,
In
doubly.
which case, I'm not going to
doubly
spend any
critical.
luck because I failed this narrowly.
And you're all compensating for my 80s. That's great.
Kamala and Alicia. Galicia being driven to find her brother-in-law, and Kamala because she is, well, when you are part of the Ton in the position she is in, details mean everything. So both of you have your own reasons to look as closely as possible. And as the four of you kind of spread out around the area and attempt to see what is the lay of the land, so to speak, Kamala and Alicia, both of you about the same time, notice that over on one side, cut into the rocky outcroppings of the area, just past, almost hidden, almost like a curtain, the willow tree, the leaves covering it. You notice that there is probably about a 2-foot space between the water and the top of this outcropping. And you realize that that is probably the entrance to the cave.
Oh.
It is
dear, we are going to
mostly
get wet.
underwater, but you can see that there is at least a 2-foot gap.
Oh dear. We are going to have to swim for it, aren't we?
I
Is
am
there-
very happy to claim that I fell in the water and you saved me. And you will be heroes and I will be clumsy. Does that sound okay for you, Kamala?
Yes. Yes, it does. Yes.
Excellent.
I'm sure Mrs. Werthers can lend us some dry frocks later. Something from the Dowager's wardrobe.
Oh, she's lovely. She's such good style. Great idea, Alice. Alicia.
Is there any signs of anybody having recently been here? Like I say, footsteps in the mud around the cave. I presume the climbing in and out would disturb the ground a bit.
I will say this with Alicia and Kamala's beautiful, beautiful roles. Both of you have also noticed a couple of very heavy footsteps, larger, definitely not made by delicate ladies, not too far. And it appears that they have gone into the river. The tip of the foot seems to be pointing towards where that opening is.
I wonder if that's Thomas's only or Francis also.
Suspect it's probably Francis. Well, ladies, it's now or never, I suspect.
Whew, Let's do this.
Yes. Do you have your poking stick, Phoebe? Going to give him a
I
good
have my
poke. He
poking stick.
deserves
Does
it.
anyone want to take the stones we have in our box and pour that into your reticule, and you'll have a whacking reticule, and then we'll just put the liver in the box.
Why not? Yes, I'll do that.
Very well, put the liver in the box. If you don't want to lose your reticule, mine is already ruined, so feel free to have the bloody one.
I know
I would
this is
like-
perfectly scandalous, and I shouldn't even be entertaining such thoughts. But I'm wondering if we could take off our petticoats and leave them, because they're just going to drag us down, aren't they?
Yeah,
I mean, they're
oh
not
my
too bad.
word.
They're reasonably lightweight, to be fair, and it's not like we're wearing boots. Although I dread to think what Mama is going to think about what I'm doing to my silk pumps here. But well, I suppose going into the river with them might get some of the mud off.
Okay. So is anybody removing any clothing and leaving them on the bank? No? Yes?
Nope.
I'm very tempted to. Like I said, I mean, I'm very much known to like run around in my brother's trousers, so I'm less inhibited than the others, probably.
So
Bear in
Theo, are
mind,
you
with
leaving?
Regency clothing, you would have to take your top dress off to get your petticoats off. They're not a separate thing.
And
They're
there
But
were no
I would be
underwear
wearing
at this
underwear
point.
though, wouldn't I? I mean,
You
like,
would, but you
it's not like I
Yes.
have to go swimming naked.
Oh, so you're going to go
No.
swimming in your comms? Okay.
Okay. So Theo, you begin to very quickly kind of remove as much clothing as you can and just
Well,
keep
I'm going
your
to keep the
under.
the pocket on, and the
Okay.
riding crop goes into my hand now.
Okay. And now all of you know that there's a writing crop hidden underneath Theo's.
Theo, you are a person of layers and layers. I would love to
Like
sculpt you
an
one
onion.
day.
I
Yes.
shrug and wink.
My goodness,
Okay.
Theo, how long has that been there?
You've positively seen me whacking my brothers on occasion.
And all of you begin to make your way down the muddy bank towards the river, to swim across towards the other side where the entrance to this cave is. If all four of you could make me dex checks, just because.
You might have been onto something,
Oh,
Theo.
oh.
Just make it. I roll equal to my
Yes.
number.
Oh,
This was a bad idea.
Okay. Are we allowing luck spending in this game?
Oh, of course.
Okie dokie, because my dex is 80 and I just rolled 84 because the new tens die has obviously done its thing and is now given up completely. So I'm going to spend 4 points of luck to turn that into a success.
Yeah, me
might be a
too.
good idea.
9 points. Yeah,
Okay.
the
49.
petticoat removing did not help.
49 against 50. I just passed.
Okay.
55 to
passed.
55.
Fabulous. Okay, so all of you managed to hold your balance. It was a bit tentative there, but none of you slip and roll. Feet over head
Yes.
into the water. Let's just put it that way. So you all make it down into the river and begin to swim across towards the entrance. So now I'm going to ask for a swim roll because there is a little bit of a current.
Oh dear. What's the base
Yes.
for swim?
Oh, dear, Theo, I think you were
I was
smart,
going
and
to
I regret not doing
Ask
it.
the same thing. Is it 20? Is it base
believe.
20?
I'm
I
just trying to
do
check.
believe-
I reached in my random stack of Cthulhu sheets next to me. It is 20.
Yes, it is.
Yay.
Yes, swim
Yes,
is
I've just
20.
found it in my PDF. Okie dokie.
Yep, there we go.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh no.
But my skirts make me buoyant as I wear so many layers, and I roll a 3. I just
Oh,
floated.
wow.
Well, I rolled 42 and I don't have swimming, so I'm on base. So I'm going to really take the risk and push this.
Tell me how you're pushing this, Lynn.
Well, obviously, I've seen the young gentleman splashing about in the baths at Bath. So I have a bit of a vague idea how this whole swimming thing is meant to work. So I'm trying to recall having watched the young gentleman at their sport and trying to emulate that desperately.
Okay.
Please, 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 or I'm drowning. I'm drowning.
Oh
You
dear.
look so happy while
That was
drowning.
72.
So
Okay. Well, it's not a
mesmerized.
fumble.
Oopsies.
It's not a fumble. But yes, Kamala seems to be having a bit of a go and not getting anywhere when it comes to the swimming part. How about Alicia and Theo? How did you do?
Alicia, I think, may already be drowning because I just rolled a 77 against base 20.
Again,
So
not a
I'm,
fumble. But...
yeah, not a fumble. So I may have to do something similar to what Kamala just did.
Okay.
Although I think instead of thinking back to when she's seen boys splashing about, I think she might actually let herself sink until she hits the bottom and then kind of push off the bottom as hard as she can so that she's got the kind of the dynamic, the inertia of getting her going and kicking as hard as she can to kind of stay upright.
Okay. Please
So
go ahead and roll.
Again, with the base 20, this probably was not a great idea, but we can try.
Oh.
Do you know that was a 1? That was a critical success. Yes.
Yay!
Wonderful.
This is
Wonderful.
how you do
The
it.
mermaid likes me.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just rolled a regular success. I guess I'm too much enjoying myself to notice Kamala's predicament.
Okay. So Phoebe and Theo and you, both of you are doing just swimming along. Phoebe, that makes sense because you know that swimming is not only a good for the body and good for the mind, but it's also an excellent way to get out of a tough situation should you find yourself in it and someone trying to marry you. You could always swim away. So
I only
there-
jumped
lots of
overboard
practical reasons.
once.
Just once. That's all it took. Alicia, the petticoats the initial shock of getting into the water and it didn't quite work, but you like allow yourself to sink. And I'm going to get back to you because when you sink and you start to come up, you bounce up and just start moving your arms and it just this is it. You've got it. You don't know where this is coming from, but okay. You smooth sailing. Kamala, unfortunately, I'm going to ask you to please make a con roll. As the other three of you hear this splashing, loud splashing, and kind of a bit of gurgling, and sputtering and coughing. What do we have, Lynn?
Oh God. We have
Your dice have turned against you.
73 over 60.
Ooh.
It's probably worth spending that amount of luck so that I don't drown right now. So that's 13 points of luck. I think I can do the maths on that. So yes, I'm going to spend luck so that I may still be thrashing around, but I'm not actually just drinking the river as I'm doing it.
You are not. I'm still going to have you take 1 hit point because
That
with the
makes sense.
splashing, some ingestion of the river waters, unfortunately, does occur.
Yeah.
In part through the nose, which is always horrible, but it does happen. And the other three of you hear this splashing. So to move things ahead a little bit, I'm going to keep her prerogative, especially with that one, Alicia. You notice as you come up and begin, you your body just seems to kick in and realize how to swim out of nowhere. You see Kamala, and as you're trying to pass, you realize that Kamala is not getting anywhere and it just keeps going under. And you are able to assist Kamala and kind of half dragging her up through the water towards this cave entrance. Eventually, all four of you do make it in through this kind of cave opening, which again, it has about maybe 2 feet of clearance between the water and the top of the cave. But it does allow you to kind of, Kamala, especially you, kind of use your hands and kind of along the upper part of the cave. You make
I'm
it
s-
in. Oh, go ahead.
I'm so impressed with Alicia's swimming prowess. I just stare at her with hard eyes.
Oh, oh
Ah,
bless.
young crush. Okay. The cave itself, you realized is still fairly submerged. There is roughly a 2 to 3 foot gap at the top where you can come up for air, but anything else within the cave to explore is down below in the water. There is a bit of bioluminescence. I'm just going to throw that in to allow a little bit of light to see by. And a couple of things, as for those of you who are swimming, Kamala, you decide you're going to stay up top and keep an eye out. You are excellent as being lookout, and you find it safer to cling to the stone walls where there's air than it is to probably swim through the underwater areas exploring. But the other three of you manage to do a bit of swim and explore. One of the things that you notice down below is you do happen to come across a pile of bones.
Oh,
And the closer you look, they appear to be probably humanoid from uh, the skeletons at the that you have seen through your friends who are doctors or sure. They appear to be similar in size and form. But the one thing that does stand out is a skull. Now, this skull does not appear to be a regular human skull. In fact, it looks more like a bird skull, something you would find in a collection, scientific collection, but it is much larger. Most bird skulls are about, a few inches big. This is humanoid size bird skull, and it is sitting on top of this pile under the water. Alicia, with your one that you got, your critical success. One of the things you also see next to the pile is you notice an old, probably muddy bottle that is sitting on right next to the pile of bones.
Can I grab this bottle as I'm underneath the water? Because I'd like to bring it
Mhm.
up so that we can all look at it properly when we can breathe.
Yes, you can.
That's what I'm going to do. And being very careful to not disturb the Odyssey accurate siren skull that's there, that kind of bird skull, because no good will come of that, of touching that.
But it's unique. Think about the science. Think about the finding. Phoebe's deeply tempted. Do you want me to roll a power roll to see if Phoebe can contain herself? Or just steal it for science?
For science!
She could be famous.
I would like from Alicia, Phoebe, and Theo, I would actually like meeny, meeny, miny, mo. I would like an int roll, please.
Ooh.
at me.
I have a
4.
4. I have a normal
Wow.
success. It's not worthy.
I have a very good success of 15 against 75. She's scatty as anything, but when her brain works, it does work very well. She's just
Unfortunately,
chaos.
Kamala, as lookout, you will not be seeing this, or this would not come to mind. But for the other three of you, as you see the pile of bones, something tickles the back of your mind, back of your brain meets. Your mind goes back to the siren's curse. There's something about these bones that seems to bring you back to that. And you remember that in the section that was done in lemon juice that you were able to bring forth. It said, "To the wedding altar gather, blood of the cursed, flesh of the curser, soul of the undoer, chant 3 times retrograde." If what you're seeing is indeed the bones of the siren, perhaps a bird's skull in human form with human bones, perhaps one of these bones may be necessary.
Oh, yeah, maybe the heart was Ambrose's after all.
So that would be the flesh of the cursor.
We will dive once more. And
And
Theo.
then we can still use it for science after the ritual, I'm sure.
Yes, we can. Thank you. And we will come. I will all name you in my paper. It will become famous. I'll use a nom de plume. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I can be Dr. Andino. I think it's going to be great.
What would you like to grab?
The skull. Grab the skull, Theo. Grab it, please.
But by all means, the skull.
Yeah. Why bother with a simple leg bone when you can have a human-sized bird skull?
Or
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. You do a couple more dives and you look through the rest of the cave area under the water, but you do not find anything else. Unfortunately, there would be no sign of any footprints in this case or any other uh, uh, indication that anyone else has been here as the river does continue to flow through.
Before we leave the cave, she's not convinced this is going to work, but it's probably not going to hurt either. Kamala is basically going to say out loud in her firmest, most convincing voice, the one she's had to use on her little sisters on occasion, "He didn't abandon you. He truly loved you. His sister locked him away so that he couldn't get to you, and he died pining for you. I know that it hurt you that he didn't come, but it wasn't his fault. And punishing his relatives and his descendants for this is just too cruel. If you can find it in your heart to forgive his family, please do."
Oh,
Such a beautiful sentiment.
oh.
Ah, on that beautiful sentiment note, all of you rise up out of the water, and Phoebe, Alicia, and Theo may help Kamala back across the river, to the shore, the edge of the shore's edge, and you climb up the muddy rise back up to the grass area. I'm going to make a quick roll just to make sure nobody else is around to see. I doubt it, but
Has somebody stolen my petticoats?
No, the petticoats are still there, and it does, as far as you know, nobody has seen you in such muddy and wet disarray. So for the moment, all of your reputations are still intact, as far as you know. Alicia, you have the bottle, and who has the skull?
I will hand it to
Phoebe.
Phoebe once we get out of the cave. Yes.
Phoebe almost gleefully takes the skull.
I'm going to put you in
And
the Natural History Museum with my name on it, and they will finally acknowledge me.
Theo, one question. Are you putting the petticoats and the rest that you had taken off, are you putting that back on over your wet clothes, or are you just going to continue in what you have?
Yes, I wring out my wet underwear as best I can and then put it back on. I know I can't, walk anywhere without that on.
Okay. Just wanted to check. All right. All right, ladies. You now have a
I probably
human-sized
really
bird
only
skull.
remember after Alicia gives me a look.
Little lady, like, ahem, ahem.
All right.
What are your next steps?
As much as you think haste is in order, we might need to secure some dry clothes. And the lovely Mrs. Weatherby, or what was her name? She Theo, you do not look in a state of disarray, mostly. Maybe you could ask her that you perhaps would let us into the back door and spot us a few dry clothes.
So were we thinking of walking back to Perrymead, or are we looking to go back to our quarters in town? Because we are quite close to town, right?
Yes, but
That
how on earth do we get across the river? And so to be seen in Bath in
No,
this
you
state
are right. We
would
need
be
to
an
walk back. Yeah.
How dark is it? Is it dark,
It
dark? Is it dark that we can
the
just
sun
pretend to not?
is yes, the sun is definitely set behind. You are in full dusk, and you know by the time if you were to walk back the mile towards either the manor or to Bath, it would be dark.
Well, if we walk a mile, ladies, we will be slightly drier, and we can kind of pretend we are dry. If anyone asks, I've fallen in the river. Petticoats get muddy when you walk the countryside. It's a bit
Yes, and nobody
unseemly.
will see us if it's getting dark, surely.
But we're staying on the Royal Crescent, right? Well, we're staying on the
Yes.
Circle.
You, I think you were on the Royal Crescent.
We
It's
brought a
not
carriage,
exactly.
didn't we? We
That
rented
we
a
We
did.
carriage.
did. I think we really ought to go and get some dry clothes, otherwise we'll catch our deaths.
Yeah, the walking there will keep us warm, but once we sit in the carriage, it would really be very cold, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's do that.
We
Mrs.
need to
Worthis
see
has been
what's in
so
that
kind.
bottle.
Yeah, true.
So you are headed back to the manor house.
And then
Okay.
we can get the carriage to our quarters.
And also, when there's enough light when we're in the house, then we can properly see what this bottle is.
That is a very good point, yes.
Okay. You make your way back to the house. By the time you reach there, obviously the sun has completely set. It is now into early evening, night, and you going into the front door, or are you going to try the servants?
Actor.
Mm, I think we probably ought to still try the front door if we arrive at the servants' entrance. That's going to cause more gossip.
Oh, good
Theo,
thinking.
could you lead perhaps with and get the good lady
Yeah,
already? You're still dry, mostly. I mean, your hair is a mess, but it's short anyway.
you stay there behind the balustrade or something. Yeah. And
And
I knock and hope that clearly it is Mrs. Worth's place to open, right? It's not like the butler would come.
In this case, Mrs. Weathers comes to the door. You can tell that she's from the look like she's hoping that it's probably Thomas.
Oh,
But she sees all of you, and then is about to. She looks a little quizzical. She's about to ask, and then she sees the state you're in. You can almost see all this flash in her eyes, and her eyes go wide. Oh, dear lamb, come in, come in, come in. What happened? Are you? Oh dear, oh dear. This will not do. Quickly,
Phoebe fell in
this
the
way.
river, and we had to help her out.
Yes,
Oh,
then I found this fossil. I cover it with like
Oh.
the most of it. A very fascinating fossil. We're going to be great explorers, but maybe we need some dry clothes. Could you perhaps, with the dowager, be so kind to, if she would not be, we're happy to wear last year's fashion.
Yes, 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 yes. Of course. Um, go up. Come this way. Come this way. And she quickly and kind of leads you up the stairs, and trying to like just be quiet, quietly, and leads you into the Dowager Viscountess's room. She knows she is breaking all kinds of society protocols here, but she also, you're pretty sure she understands the gravity of what's going on. She has all of you get out of your wet clothing, and kind of gathers them up, and tucks them into in her arms, and then points out to the wardrobe to just find something dry. Oh dear, oh dear. It's
Lips that are black.
The Francis came by. He was looking for you, all of you.
Oh, did he now?
Oh.
He seemed very distraught. Kept
Was he
muttering
wet
about
too?
No, not that I saw. He rushed to his room, and he may have changed. I haven't been up to look. I didn't want, but I heard him muttering that something's missing. He's missing. I don't know.
I
Something
pat
about
my pocket.
He seemed very angry and distraught. I stayed out of his way. I didn't want to find out. I was going to ask him about Thomas, but he practically snapped my head off.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So rude. Rude child, always has been. Well, whatever he is, I understand he was headed back into town to something about the church. Said that there was something there.
I think more knowing glances are exchanged.
Let me take care of these later, but if you were looking for him, your carriage is still outside. I'm
Yes.
sure I'm sure we can
Also-
take care of that.
Yes.
Dear,
You should
dear,
certainly
dear,
send
I
to
don't
our
know.
quarters. Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Ladies,
Thank you
do we
so
do
much for
evening
all your
dresses
help.
or walking suits?
Well,
I think something as close as we can to what we came in. We can always
Hmm.
just get changed for evening gear. I think, well, I mean, if only we had the luxury of time to change into evening gear. I think we need to get to that church as quickly as possible because I don't
Yes.
trust Francis as far as I could spit him.
Mrs. Werthers points out that in the wardrobe, the easiest things would probably be the morning clothes. She hasn't worn them in several years, and while they may be a bit out of fashion, at least they probably won't be as missed than some of the newer items within the space. So, and then she rushes out with this massive armful of wet, muddy clothing. She is gone for a short time while you're picking something out and putting something on, and comes back with a few towels, a couple of them wet, just damp, so that you can kind of wipe your face down. And she says, just tuck them under the bed. I will get to them later, but I need to take care of these before the rest of the staff sees them. Oh,
Yes,
dears.
Thank you.
Do be careful. I fear that Francis in that state, if he has harmed a single hair on Thomas's head, I shall be beside myself and I shall forget my place.
We'll
Take
not
it.
let him get away with it. It's gonna be fine, I'm sure. Now that we've
going to
got
bring
this
Thomas home.
pointing to the skull.
Yes, and
Oh,
whatever
oh.
this is, holding up
Yes,
the
we looked at
bottle.
it.
Well, I wish you all the best, and may God be with you, and may God be with us all. And she kind of rushes out of the room to probably take care or at least hide or burn or something with your previous clothes.
I wish I had a 7 that was such a good accomplice. The tricks I could have got away with.
Oh, you see, they're good accomplices to a modest, Theo. That's the problem.
Alicia, you have the bottle.
Mhm.
And you were going to, at some point, open it, I believe. You had
Yes,
said?
yes. I think probably
Okay.
now is probably better because we have enough light to see properly. Whereas if we're in the carriage, there won't be any light.
And the coachman won't overhear also.
That too. And the
You
bottle.
open the bottle. It's obviously been in the river for quite some time. It's rather dirty and damp, and the even though it was very well sealed, it looks like it was sealed maybe with some wax and but over goodness knows so many years, a little bit of the water has gotten in. So you very carefully remove the letter from within. And Lydia, if you would like to read.
Of course. This is dated the 5th of January, 1716. So a full century ago. Dear Madam, I am writing to inform you that I can no longer continue our liaison. Please cease all correspondence on receipt of this letter. Any claims of an engagement will be dealt with by my solicitor. I do not expect my family or the wider community to learn of any connection between us. Yours sincerely, Viscount Ambrose Huntley.
Amazing.
But that's not the same handwriting.
I know.
That's not from Ambrose.
Don't think this is from the man who writes repent, repent, repent on a board with his own fingernails.
Is this Agnes trying to impersonate him?
I suspect so.
Be. It must be. And she takes out the burned letter. Yes, you're absolutely right, Kamala. Look at the letter I. It's far more angular in this one. You're right. It cannot have been written by the same person.
Oh, I'm even more pleased that I made that statement in that cave. She needed to know, wherever she is, if she was listening.
Yes.
That's a terrible thing to do to your brother.
Absolutely heartless. And how cold.
Do you
and
hear it, Siren?
unfeeling
Do
a
you
message.
Oh, it's written the same day as the unopened letter too. So Agnes must have found it, done away with it, and replaced it with this. What a horrible person.
And now that you are in the light and get a better look both at this and the skull, as you look, it is truly very unnatural. I mean, it is even slightly larger than almost a traditional human skull, just a little bit, and it is absolutely bird-shaped. If all of you could roll me sanity, please.
Well, we can try.
Depends on the dice.
Oh, my dice.
Under, yes, 20 under 75. Only excitements. Excitement at my great discovery and new career.
06.
I expected this. This Agnes, like she's mean, and I'm just angry. I can't feel horror over anything else than her betrayal of her brother.
Well, for everyone who has passed, that is 1 point of sanity loss. For anyone who has failed, that is a D4.
D4. Loss. I am horrified. I rolled 76 against 52.
Oh,
your poor shelter upbringing has not in any way, shape, or form prepared you for the horrors of today.
Because she would never, 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 never do anything this heartless to Harriet. So how could any sister do this? And I've just rolled a 3, which takes me down to 49.
Oh.
Maybe you need a swig from Kamala's flask.
Preferably not the one with the sleeping pills in them.
just a very little sip. I don't know.
No. Smelling salts, maybe. I have those
Smelling
too.
salts.
All right. What you all now have dry clothes on. You have this bird human skull, and you have this note that you have so successfully deduced was probably written by the hand of of Ambrose's sister Agnes as she locked him away from this siren, the love of his life. What is your what is your next step?
I think we need to get to the church, don't we?
Yeah, wrap the skull in a scarf and tell our
Intercept
cab
that horrible
driver
Francis.
that he can get a guinea if he gets us there as fast as possible. I do not know how much a guinea is, by the way.
Pound and
Magical
shilling.
fantasy. Oh, of course.
No. For anything, just as after having watched A Christmas Carol, the proper Alistair Sim version, you could even promise him half a crown, and you would be there in absolutely no time. But that's on your budget. So you very quickly and quietly as possible descend the stairs from the Dowager Viscountess's room, out the front door, slipping away, and head into the carriage. You bribe properly, leaning and leveraging the need for a few extra coins.
We just heard about
f-
a horrible death as we're all in mourning clothes. We need to get to the church very fast. We're missing the service.
Wonderful.
Oh, of course, madame. As quickly as fly as quickly. Yes, as fast as possible. And you all get into the carriage and away you fly towards the church. You arrive in front of the church now. The light, what light there is actually no moon. Those of you with For those of you with Natural World, I'll just go ahead and give this. Tonight is the night of the new moon.
Mhm.
So what light there is, there are more shadows than any kind of light from the area. It casts a bit of a grim look to the facade of the church, and you notice that the front door to the church is cracked open just a little ways.
Well, Betty's in there doing something devious.
Well, shall we see if we can sneak in?
Do you still have your whacking stick with you, Phoebe?
I have a definitely whacking stick. I'm full witch now. I'm like wearing an old matron's clothes. I have a skull on one arm and a whacking stick on the other. Phoebe's loving this.
As you head to the front door, you hear somebody is moving around, and they're talking to themselves. You can't quite make it out, but it sounds like they're maybe moving stuffs or searching for something. They seem very irate.
I'm guessing that's Francis looking for the heart.
We should be as sneaky as we can. Let's stick to the shadows and go around backs to the wall as quietly as possible.
Okay.
She holds up the reticule with the gravel in. If the whacking stick doesn't work, I'll try the whacking reticule, but I think the whacking stick will work.
Don't forget we can drug him.
That too. Let's do both. Whack him and drug him.
Who has the box with the fake heart in it?
That's
That's
in Theo's
Theo.
pocket still.
I
Well, the
thought
real
I had
heart's
the
in Theo.
real heart.
You
Yeah.
had the real heart. If my arms are full, if I have a skull and a whacking stick, so I
Oh, Well, maybe I should have that, and then I could offer him the box with the flask at the same time,
Oh, that's
and it's going
nice.
to be less suspicious.
Let's
Excellent
drink
idea.
to having resolved this most unfortunate misunderstanding.
Yes, we have heard of his problems and we are very happy to support him.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. But if the curate is around, no, the verger, if the verger is around, he likes a little tipple as well. So we'll have to make excuses for not sharing it with him.
We could share it with him too, and then that's one less problem to worry about.
True, true. Yeah, nobody will disturb our ritual. I'm not sure we could explain that to the verger.
Hmm.
Unpacking the skull on the altar and all.
Well,
So we're just about to desecrate a major church. But let's not worry too much about that.
I'm not so sure about desecrating, after the wedding vows were all funny. I think they're sort of, in cahoots with whatever's going on.
Are
So
you
are we going?
are you going to try to go in stealthily, or are you going to just go in? Walk me
Well, if
through
we're going
what
to,
you're doing.
I think if we're going to go with the whole, we heard from the verger that he'd mistakenly given us something that's belonged to you. We've been spending all day trying to track you down, but just seem to keep missing you. Oh, but here you are. Here's the thing. And would you like a drink to celebrate? We're terribly sorry for every inconvenience that we've caused. I think we're going to have to just go in and do it, because if we sneak in, it's going to look really suspicious.
Yes,
I think we
let's do
just need to
that.
try and brazen it out.
Fair. Fair.
And I've still got
Okay.
38 points of luck. I can charm roll if I need to.
Okay. So you are just going to head in. All right. You swing the door open cautiously, but with purpose. There is, of course, as with all old, damn old English oak, there's a bit of a creak to the ancient church doors, which, as you open and walk in, you do see Francis coming out from the back room where you know that you were there. At least a couple of you were there when the heart was found.
Ah, Mr. Fable, finally! We've been looking all over.
He
Yes, I'm
looks up
so pleased that
shocked.
we've found you. Yes, the verger gave us this box that was is apparently yours. I don't know, you just can't get the staff these days. We're terribly sorry for the inconvenience. And by way of apology, you know, please, and sort of like hand him the flask first, and sort of like, but have the box where he can see it, just in the vague hope that we can actually get him to have a celebratory sip, um, before he finds out we filled it full of
you look
liver.
terribly stressed. I'm so sorry. Is
Is this
that
what should this should help calm your nerves? I mean, it certainly always works for Mama.
yeah.
His
A
initial expression
bracer.
of surprise eases into as his eyes fall gaze on the box, and he seems to take a beat or two, and then it's almost as if somebody puts a mask on where his face kind of softens a bit, and a big grin crosses his mouth. Ladies, oh, fab. Perfect. Oh, your timing could not have been more impeccable. How gracious of you to return this family heirloom that they were holding here for me. I apologize for the terrible inconvenience, but I can absolutely take that off of your hands. Yes, a drink, a celebratory drink, of course, because tonight is a most auspicious occasion. Uh, I'm sure there are some cups around here somewhere. But first, thank you for returning it. And he's reaching towards the box. You can
I
almost
will.
feel the restraint of that. He's not like trying to like grab, like he's trying to be socially acceptable in doing this, but it's hard.
I'm going to pretend to be clueless and just think I'm just as like I am going to offer him the flask. I'm going to put the flask in his hand because I'm assuming that's what he's reaching for, or at least that's what I'm pretending that I think he's reaching for. Because there we go. The last thing he mentioned was celebratory drink. Of course, I'm going to give him the flask.
And he,
Well,
oh, go ahead.
and can I roll up psychology to see if he may be possessed by
Nice.
Ambrose's spirits?
Okay.
Because I feel like the mask is a bit of a. I do not make my math 83 over 50.
Okay. You're not sure. He's a little hard to read. This is a very practiced mannerism of his. You can tell he's been perfecting this for years, just out of necessity and probably out of very conscious thought. He pauses momentarily in his reaching towards the box as this flask is like practically shoved into his hand by Kamala, and seems to take a beat where his eyes, like you can almost see the wheels, like he's trying to decide how best to do this. And he seems to finally come to a conclusion as he kind of pulls his hand back in the flask. And of course, ladies, to your health.
To your health.
To health, yes.
Yeah.
And he takes a big swig from the flask, and then quickly hands it back and is going to go and reach for the box once again.
Please work quickly.
and-
Please work quickly. Please work quickly.
I presume he wouldn't open the box in front of us, so we might not be found
Yeah.
out while we are in his presence. This might work in our favor.
So while Kamala is engaging with him, are any the other three of you doing anything else at this time?
But I think I'm sort of,
Or-
reaching for the riding crop in case he gets he gets funny ideas. But of course I'm like keeping that, hidden behind my back.
Okay.
Nope, not doing anything, just waiting and watching and, like Kamala, hoping and praying that these drugs work really quickly.
I'm looking around. Do I see anything that's set up for some kind of ritual or spell of his own? Or I know what the church is supposed to look like. I'm looking
Phoebe.
around.
Yep. So Phoebe, and I'm just going to go ahead and give this to you. You look around and notice on the altar, underneath that stone statue, what you originally thought was a gargoyle, but turns out to basically be the stone image of probably the siren. And you kind of look very quickly and compare the head of the stone statue to the skull that you have, and you realize that the two of them are very almost exact. You realize that there are, it looks like there is a bone, a large, maybe a leg bone or arm bone, on the altar. You see a piece of paper kind of ripped out of a book, with some scrawling on it that's right nearby, next to the bone on the altar. And yes, it looks like whatever he was doing, he is preparing for something. And I am going to make a con roll for Mr. Francis Fable.
Fail it. Please fail it.
That is a 45 under 55. He does not fail, but you can tell it's maybe it might take a little bit longer. You're not sure. but there's an edge to his neediness that seems to soften a bit. So let's see how that goes.
I'm sorry. I mean, it's actually quite. I do apologize. Um, Mr. Fable. Yes, it is. It is quite. I should have said it. It's quite strong. Yes. My mama has quite a constitution. So yeah, sorry, I did forget. Oh, I hope you're all right.
Oh, I'm sure I will be fine. If now the box, please. Please.
Oh, I
There is
guess
an
not really put this.
intensity.
Yes, I can't really put this off any longer.
It is
I will.
fascinating. What a fascinating thing you have constructed here. I'm a great interest ever of local culture, and I believe your family is it not? Would you indulge me as I rudely, apologetically looking at Kamal, step forward and say, could you please, I am so interested. I am you nothing but your humble student.
Uh, well, um, of course you may observe and stay to see what is to
This
come, for I am about to rise into power in the Ton, and of course those who shall remain on my good side will of course rise with me. Now the box, if you please. And
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna have
edge
to.
comes into his voice.
I'm gonna just have to give this to. Get ready with the whacking stick. So I very gently and carefully. Oh, I'm gonna go to hand it to him, but then I'm going to. Oh, is this a good idea or not? As I go towards him, I'm going to trip and sort of like lob the box as possible, whilst apologizing profusely for my stupidity and clumsiness.
Okay, so you are going to trip like into him, and basically, are you going to drop the box? Are you going to like shove it into his chest? Or what's your
No,
goal
the
here?
sort of like as I'm going towards him, I'm going to try to trip and then
Okay.
just trying to make it look as convincing as possible. Sort of like throw the box past him, almost like I'm trying to give it to him, but because I've tripped, it's kind of gone in the wrong direction and gone completely past him.
Now, just to confirm, there are rocks in the box, right?
Oh no,
No,
there's
no,
the
it
bit
has
of
it
liver.
has
The
It's got the
liver.
liver in it
The
now.
liver's been put in the box. Okay.
Yes,
The rocks are now in my
the rocks are in the
reticule.
reticule.
Okay. So, I would, how are we going to do this? You know what? Give me a dex check just to make sure, because you are trying to fake trip, and make it look good, but you don't want to actually trip. So, more
Yeah.
physicality here. So, I'm going to have you
Please
make
dice,
me a
please
dex
dice.
check.
Oh, you little beauties. That's another 06 under 80.
Oh, eh.
Special success.
Fabulous. So not only do you fake trip convincingly, when you come down, you are able to kind of, the box falls out of your hands and falls perfectly on the ground and slides about 3 feet away in towards a corner. Uh, you have full footing as you finish your trip and start apologizing profusely. You see the smile on his face freeze. Oh, my dear lady, allow me to get that. And he swiftly turns and heads right for the box. I'm going to do actually.
Get ready to whack him, Phoebe.
Okay.
He's bent over, right?
He turns around and heads towards the box. And because of the sip the very deep draught of the sleeping potion that you have provided seems to start kicking in at that moment. He got a 71 over 55 for his con. And he stumbles over his own feet in his attempt to get to the box as quickly as possible, and falls forward, kind of flat onto the floor. His hand almost about 3 or 4 inches away, short of the box. He's still awake, but he's definitely feeling the effects of what the draught you have provided for him. And he seems to be getting a bit loopy. He doesn't even try to get up. He just seems to start to try to crawl towards the box to put his hand on it. Okay. What do you do, investigators?
Oh, you're muted, Yeti.
Thank you. Do we try and, I don't know, whack him on the back of the head or something?
I think so. I think that would be the thing to do here.
And then
Well,
maybe tie his wrists together
Yeah, my
with
crop
that
might not
lovely
be the
spotted
right thing.
handkerchief of him.
Phoebe, can I borrow that wonderful stick for a second?
Of course, it's yours. I distract him. Say, Mr. Fable, are you okay? Lord Fable, are you okay? And I look as I talk to him.
That's 51 under 65. Whacking commences.
Yay!
Gentle whacking, just unconscious, not dead.
He tries to mumble something, but his words are slurring. And then you all hear this crack as Theo firmly places. Theo, we're going to make sure that you're not going to kill him. So I am actually going to ask for a strength check.
Oh,
Just in case, because obviously in the heat of the moment, and I don't believe you are, while you have dealt with hitting your brothers, you have experience. So I'm actually going to give you a bonus die to the strength check if necessary.
Do I want to fail or pass this?
You want to pass this. You want to
Okay,
stay in
I've
control.
got this. 14 under 60.
Okay. Because of your experience in dealing with all of your brothers over the years, you are well versed in exactly how hard to hit and where and when, because they have kind of forced that upon you. So you are able to get a sound thwack in just the right spot on the back of Mr. Fable. And he promptly kind of goes boom, boom, and is knocked out. You check just on the offset, and yes, he is still breathing, and you are pretty sure that that was a properly timed and placed thwack. So you know that he will have a nasty headache when he wakes up, probably at some time in the next couple of hours, if your past experience with your brothers holds true. His hands are just kind of resting on top of the box of raw liver, which, by the way, is starting to smell quite terrible because it's been out for a while. Not that it was very sanitary to begin with. This is Regency. But what are you doing, investigators? Just a reminder. Oh, Phoebe, one last thing. One of the things that you did find on the altar. So you found the bone. You found a piece of paper with some writing and some notes that looked like it had been ripped out. You also found a pocket watch. It looks like it looks very similar to the one that you remember Francis wearing when you ran into him. It's got that chain and everything. So my apologies on that. Continue.
Might I suggest, Theo, that you use that wonderful spotted handkerchief that you stole to tie his wrists together, just to be on the safe side? I mean, I'm sure he's out for the count, but or the Viscount. But let's just be on the safe side, shall we?
I sort of, I'm a bit I'm a bit sad that no toad was wrapped, but yes. That would be cruel to the toads. He deserves it much more.
What is on the writing on the altar? Is it because we
Yeah.
need to chant something
Could
in
this be the
retrograde?
spell? Exactly.
Yes. Is it?
You take a closer look at the piece of paper. There are some scribbled notes in the margins, but overall, as you read it over, yes, you realize that this is the ritual spell that has the looks like the saying on it, and I'm going to put this in the chat for our investigators.
He who
Ah, he was
betrays
gonna do
the.
it that way around, and we do it the right way around.
Oh, but we have to do it retrograde. So does that mean that we have to do it that way around?
So what you see is
Yeah.
you see that written correctly, and then underneath in the notes scrawled, it's
Ah,
written backwards. So what I sent you is what the notes
that's the retrograde.
scribbled.
Okay.
Yeah. So what does that say? If it was the right way around,
He who betrays the
betrays?
passerine maid
Passerine
shall
maid.
nevermore find
Ah,
solace, and
yeah.
on the night the vows are sealed shall regret breaking his promise.
That's
Nice.
exactly what was in
Yes.
the book before, wasn't it? Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
so it is the curse. It's just the curse backwards.
Yes.
Great.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So forward, it was that. It's basically
Yes.
the same copy of what you had from the Greek, and then you realize that that Francis has probably gone back and written it backwards, since that's the way it needs to be chanted.
So I put the heart from my pocket onto the altar.
Okay.
The skull. Then we roll Francis on the altar.
I was going to prop him up against it. Yes.
We say we have a soul now. I think Francis
Yep.
has a soul, right? Probably.
Definitely.
Even in.
Well, I'm just
The
going to leave his pocket watch on there regardless.
On the count of 3, then.
Okay.
Do we have the blood of the cursed? Is that because we have, or is the flesh the bones and then the blood the heart?
I'm hoping that the heart is
Hope
the
so.
blood. I guess there's only one way to find out.
You are absolutely right, T. Let's start chanting.
This is probably going
Okay.
to go horribly wrong, but yes.
Do we want to leave the pocket watch on the altar or take it
I
off? Was
open
he
it.
using that as a substitute, maybe? Oh yeah. Anything
I open
inside
it.
it?
Is there anything remarkable about the pocket watch?
No, it's just a pocket watch. You just think that's probably Francis's pocket watch. And I am going to post that as what you remember from the lemon juice secret.
Yes.
So the blood of the cursed.
We can also get a Harriet's blood, because he's effectively cursed right now, right? It's a bit awkward explaining that from Harriet. Or maybe we can use your blood if you are
I
Oh,
also
we can
prick
use
bleeding.
my
we can
finger.
use Francis's blood because he's the same.
Well, he's not a he's not a
part of the
Huntley.
cursed line.
But
Yeah.
his same mother.
But was
We
the,
could do
was his
both.
father?
We could do both. Just Alicia could prick her finger and smear it on the altar cloth, and we could do the same with Francis.
Yeah. I'm sure some bloodstains are not going to upset the ritual.
I think at this
No.
point we've done all the desecration.
And
Not
I
yet.
grab
yeah,
the
it's
skull,
in progress.
I kiss its little beak, and I say, "You're gonna be free now," and I put it in there. And then you're gonna go
Yes.
straight into a museum.
So I am going to ask this. I love all these ideas, but I would like everybody to make me intelligence checks.
Oh, what are we missing?
We've missed something, haven't we?
Really have.
So
Oh,
close.
55. 54. Is that- That's
37.
my intelligence.
Under 65.
Oh, yes,
Just
that's a normal
not hard.
success. 55 under 60.
30 under 75, hard success.
Nice.
89 over 85. How do I do it?
You're so excited by the prospect of the skull.
I'm gonna be
being
like
in your
Distracted
private
by the
museum. Yeah.
science. Yeah.
cryptozoology,
Okay.
here I come. Like, this is amazing.
Alicia, you had a hard success. Did anybody else have a hard success?
I
No.
could spend luck if needed for anything, but I think
Mm.
Alicia got this.
Yeah, one person. Alicia, you look everything over, and as all the voices, all of you are talking and trying to, putting out the ideas and this and that, and you go back to everything. All of it kind of replays in your mind. You realize that the curse started when the siren cursed Ambrose for abandoning her.
Mm.
And you realize that Agnes locking Ambrose away so that he could that the siren was probably never knew the truth. It's the male line that carries the curse. It's always the Viscount that it all happens to. You realize that the heart you have, there's a decent chance that is probably Thomas's heart. And that's why Francis needed the heart. And that may be part. The bone is probably from the skeleton that you came across, that you now also have the head for. And the pocket watch is a personal effect of the person who was attempting to cast the ritual. And you think that may play a part.
Oh,
Do we
that
need
would be
to-
the soul of the
Do we need to
undoer.
remove it?
That would suggest that. Maybe also put Ambrose's letter
Yes.
Or do we
on the altar
also
as well.
put our own treasured possessions because it's soul of the undoer and we're casting the spell?
I think you might be right, Alicia.
Yeah,
Hmm.
let's remove Francis from this equation then.
Hmm.
Roll the other.
I kick him off the altar.
I doubt we'd have been able to lift him onto the altar. I mean, I don't doubt we managed to get him propped up
Just
against the
roll him
altar.
down.
Just roll him away. I really hope the verger is just drunk and passed out in his little cupboard. Otherwise, this is not.
I'm just imagining, since that picture of Francis is basically the lovely Stu Stellans, just picturing you guys kicking an unconscious Stu off of the altar.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Stu, if you're
never.
watching this.
We would never. I want to
Never.
make that clear.
Okay, investigators, continue, please.
Okay,
Sorry.
well, if we're going to be doing personal items, I have these gold bangles that have been inherited down through my mother's side of the family. I'm sure I can spare at least one of them, so I will take one off and pop it on the altar.
Okay.
I place my riding crop.
Okay.
Alicia digs through her reticule and takes out 2 items and is sort of weighing them in her hands. One of them is a very nice little lacy handkerchief, which her mamma has embroidered her initial upon. She loves this handkerchief and she's very loath to let it go, but needs must. And the other one is her fountain pen, which she writes her diaries in, and it was given to her on her 16th birthday, so just a year ago. And she doesn't know which one, and she kind of squeezes up her face and just puts both of them on the altar and then turns away and goes, "It's for Harriet.
That's beautiful, Alicia.
It's for
As
Harriet."
take my little book of myths, and as it falls open, it's just sapphic poetry as I put it on the altar.
Okay. The personal items are placed on the altar with care and purpose. The bone is there. All the pieces seem to be in place. Investigators, what do you choose to do?
Chant.
Chant.
Three times
Chant.
backwards.
Chant,
Three
chant,
times.
chant, 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 chant.
Well, I shan't make you do that the backwards 3 times because we might actually summon something if we were to do that. But needless to say, you repeat the curse 3 times backwards. The first time is a bit bumbling. The second time it comes a little, and by the third time, your voices seem to meld together into a single voice. As the final words of the third time trail off, you hear wind whip around the church. And you could almost hear from the sound and the feel as the banners and the cloths in the areas start to wave. And you can feel it, the wind whip past you, even though you are inside. And it feels faster and faster. And all of you feel this rush of power fill your body. Any of the shadows and the light from the windows around the church are obscured as you see fog, thick, like pea soup, surround the church. And overall, you begin to hear a noise. For Alicia and Kamala, it sounds like the screeching, the harsh screeching of a giant bird. But for Phoebie, with her sapphic poems, and for Theo,
Beautiful.
you hear the most beautiful song. Just fill your mind. And both of you, I need you to make me POW rolls. For Kamala and Alicia, with the screeching that reaches in and almost feels like something like jagged glass going through your brain meets, I need you to make me sanity rolls.
Ooh.
Phoebie and Theo.
Yes.
What
69.
did
51
you get?
under 70.
And
Okay.
69 on the 75.
All right. And for Kamala and Alicia, your sanity rolls, please.
I passed with 30 against 49.
Okay.
And I also passed with 34 against 45.
All right. Kamala and Alicia, you take 1 point of sanity loss. Phoebie and Theo, while this sound envelops you, you are able to kind of hold on to yourself, keeping in mind Thomas and Harriet, and you hold on to yourself. You do not lose yourself, though there is a part of you that wants to. And all 4 of you hear in your minds, between the cause and the song, you hear the almost wet vocal. What mortal summons me from my grave? I sense traitorous, inconstant human hearts still beating. And from the fog, from outside, almost seems to come in and coalesce above the altar as the shape of the siren coalesces and the misty figure of the siren is now looking down at all four of you, glaring in
Give her
anger,
Ambrose's letter.
rage, and hurt and pain emanates from the grin, the teeth.
Yep. Give her Ambrose's letter and basically repeat what I said in the cave.
Okay.
He didn't abandon you. He still loved you.
Inconstant hearts, rejected, promise broken.
Not his fault. He tried everything. He died carving your name into the window frames of his room, where his evil sister had locked him. With his fingernails. It wasn't his fault. He would have come to you if he'd been able.
It was her that wrote that awful letter. Here's his true one.
Yes.
Look.
Yes, he looked down out of his window every day down to the river to see if he could see you.
And you glorious creature, do you think he could have resisted you if he tried? He loved you. And no one can resist you. You know this.
Of inconstant human emotion. He left me. He promised me.
He didn't willingly leave you. He loved you till the day he died.
If it was in his power, he would have kept his promise. He wanted to so much.
Died of a broken heart.
Mm.
The four of you, give me a spot hidden roll real quick, please.
I have a normal success with a 50 under 60.
Well, that was a 38 over 25, but I'm quite happy not to spend luck seeing as somebody succeeded.
That was a 95 against 28. Oof. Is that a fumble?
Yes.
That is a fumble.
You see nothing. All you can see is this figure. Okay, who succeeded? Phoebe.
Me.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Phoebe, as this encounter, this exchange is going on, and at some point you hold up the skull. Something falls out and clinks on the floor.
Oh dear.
On the stone floor. And as you look down, you see looks like a small gold band, a ring. Something that would be used in a wedding.
I put it on the wedding altar very reverently. Is the men's or women's size?
It's small and delicate. And during the Regency period, men generally, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lynn, but men did not usually get rings. It was almost always for the women.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. And I believe that this is yours, which he gave you, and he loved you.
The figure looks down and the eyes widen just a little bit. My ring.
Yes, yours.
We were to be married. And you see this clawed hand reach out. And she holds her clawed hand out towards you.
I say, and I promise you that he loves you. As I gently put a ring around her finger and I stroke her hand pulling backwards.
I realized that as a ghost, you might find reading a bit hard. I'm not sure about that, how that works. So I read out Ambrose's original letter to her. My own love.
Theo, real quick, as you read this, go ahead, you can do that, but I am going to have you roll me either persuade charm or fast talk. I think in this case, persuade. So you are reading the letter. Roll me persuade.
Oh, I don't
Phoebie,
have
as
any of those.
Phoebie, as you put that ring on, roll me a pal roll, please.
I failed spectacularly.
Oops.
I made a normal success out of the power roll. Tia, do you have luck to throw at that?
It's a 78.
You
I
may
think
wish
that,
to.
I don't think
Okay,
I
let's-
have enough
let's-
luck. If base is 20, no, I don't have 58 luck left.
Okay. All right. Well, you begin to read the letter and the form screeches loudly. Ah, God, no words. Words are foul wind, inconstant promise broken.
I shut up.
No, he didn't. He didn't break his promise. He didn't break his promise. Not willingly.
Kamala, go ahead and give me a persuade or charm. I will let you choose.
Okay, well, my persuade is 50 and my charm is 70, so. Oh, that's an 18 under 70. If I need to make it a special success, I will do it, but it's
Yum.
hard at the moment.
Nope. The siren stops screeching and listens to you, and that seems to reduce the rage, temper the rage that it definitely is feeling, the pain. Phoebie, you try to put this ring forward to try to slip it on their finger, and unfortunately, just it's not really entirely corporeal, and you are not able to manage it.
I made the power roll. I'll hold the ring in place so it floats on her finger, so she still sees it on her finger, and I do not let go of her hand as I'm supporting the hand that I have.
All of you realize that the mist that makes up this form seems to be you could becoming a little bit more transparent. You feel time is short. She's getting a bit fainter in her form. She looks at the ring. It mine.
Would you like us to read you the red wedding vows that you and Ambrose should have had?
Vows. Yes.
We're gonna have a wedding, ladies.
Bridesmaids again. Okay.
Bridesmaids once again.
Bridesmaids in
only...
morning dresses.
Yes.
Always the bridesmaids, never the brides.
Would someone like to do the vows? Well, I'm happy to hold your hand. I'll stand in for I'll stand in for your darling Ambrose if you let me. I'll hold your hand.
Can anyone remember what the vows were during the wedding ceremony?
It was the end was weird, but until I disappear or something.
Until I turn to stone? My heart turns to stone?
Until my heart turns
Yeah.
to stone. That was it. Holding the hand of the siren.
Okay.
Would there be in the pulpit, would there still be, there'd be the normal Bible, I presume, but would there also be something with order of service? Or
There should be the Book of Common Prayer hanging around, which I think, would there be the Book of Common Prayer? I'm not sure if that's around at this point.
You are able, I'll say, since the wedding was just yesterday, the vows are fairly fresh in your mind. So you are pretty sure you can probably bumble your way through as as close as you can remember in the moment what those vows were. So who is leading this ceremony?
I have religion 40. That might help. How much religion does
I
Kamala
don't
have?
have any religion.
No. And
I have
Theo?
20 and my social skills are
No.
dirt.
No. Okay. Shall I try? I'm willing to throw all my luck at this if I fail. And also as Harriet's sister, I reckon she would step forward and want to do it. Okay. Here we go. Wish me luck, girls. 43 against 40. Yes, I'm going to spend all the luck I need to spend. Make it a hard success if needed, or whatever.
I don't think so. You begin reciting what you remember the bishop saying.
Dearly beloved, we've gathered here today in the sight of God, and so on and so forth.
One thing you realize as you're starting to say, the siren's form is getting fainter and fainter. You realize that you may not have enough time to go through the entire ceremony.
Do the important bits.
Hurry
Yes,
up, bride.
just get to the vows. Do you, Siren, take this man to be your lawful wedded husband for richer for poorer, in sickness and in health?
Say yes.
Yes.
I
And, yes, Ambrose, same to you, same.
Yes, I do. My beautiful, wonderful creature, I do.
Okay, go ahead and make me another power roll as you try to put the ring back on her finger, or toward at least on.
Ooh, I roll a 7.
Perfect. The ring slips onto the figure's faint form, and as the band slips over the clawed finger, a scream echoes through, just crashes through all of your heads. The form, what's left of it, begins to swirl and become undone and swirls around, and the ring starts to spin as you see the wispy tendrils of the form almost be sucked into this ring. As it disappears and the scream dies out, the ring spins for a moment and then drops onto the altar with a tiny, delicate clinking, ting, ting, ting. The wind dies out. The fog dissipates from outside the church. And quiet stillness.
It worked.
I think it worked.
There's
That's
a bit
amazing.
The air is cold. You don't know if it's just because it's night, even maybe your hair, which is still a bit damp. The smell is that damp smell, though it's not quite the acrid swampiness. Everything feels
What's
dark.
left on the altar?
All of everything that was put on there, all of your personal effects, the bone, unless somebody has the piece of paper in their hand, the paper that was there, and the ring.
The heart?
The heart, as you look, the heart has turned to stone.
Oh.
And as you all look upon the heart, it's no longer that icky, ichor dripping. It is now solid, almost as if someone had delicately carved it out of marble or some other nice stone. And as you look upon it, you feel a sense of peace. The ring lays almost right next to it, as if they go together somehow. They just feel like they are together.
Oh,
And a sense of peace and quiet seems to fill the space.
but we promised Harriet and Mrs. Withers we'd bring him back. Oh man.
But at least we've saved any future Viscounts from suffering the same fate. It's not perfect, but at least, well, at least Harriet's child will be safe. I think maybe we need to give these to Harriet for safekeeping so that they can be returned to the hall and buried together as they should have been.
No, I guess so.
Yeah, I really wanted it to be different.
We did the best we could, but poor Thomas. Is there even a body? Is there even anything left of him?
I really don't know. But what I do know is probably need to tidy up and leave before someone finds us here.
Yes.
Although I'm quite
Yes.
prepared to leave him tied up here.
Oh,
So
hey,
that-
Yes. What are we going to do about him?
Can't we
leave
just
him?
leave him here?
We did not tied up, and then he just fell and got drunk. We'll sprinkle the rest of the alcohol on him. He stinks a bit, and then people just think he got drunk in a church, and it'll be a bit bad for his
Well,
reputation.
that will
but-
ruin his reputation, and he deserves it.
You
Let's do
sprinkle
that.
Respectable
the
house
last little bits
procedure.
of Kamala's flask onto Francis's unconscious form. You quickly gather up all of the items off the altar and straighten it up as well as you can. You put
Untie his wrists.
untie his wrists. Make sure
I will
everything's
gag
posed
him with the
properly.
horrible handkerchief, though.
You even turn him over. You were able to flip him over, so it looks like he bumped his head on the stone floor. You think of everything because details are what you do, Kamala, and all the rest of you are picking up on that quite quickly. It doesn't take long, maybe about 20 minutes. But the one thing you do make sure that you don't rush through is gently and delicately picking up the heart and the ring and placing them, wrapping them in a scarf that does not have ickiness all over it. In fact, Alicia, you use one of your handkerchiefs, your prized handkerchief, which is in still excellent condition, and you put everything very delicately together.
Mm.
And you leave the church, quietly closing the door behind you, and you head back to the Crescent. Do you wait until the morning, or do you go to Harriet directly?
I'm sure she can't sleep anyway.
Yeah, it would be cruel to make her wait.
Best to get it over with.
You go towards the apartment door. Harriet lets you in. You ask her to sit down as she is rapid firing questions at you, trying to find information. But then Alicia, she sees the look on your face, and sister to sister, she knows without you even saying a word that the news is not good. You sit her down. A pot of tea is brought in for you. Relay the tale of that Thomas is gone. I will let you tell me what you tell Harriet.
Should we tell her the whole thing and tell the truth? Rather than make up a a lie that he we could make up a lie that he just fell in the river and drowned.
That wouldn't
She's
explain
your
the marble
sister.
heart.
No.
She's going to know if you're lying to her.
Mm,
And she's
this is
going to
true.
live in the hall, so she'll be able to see, Ambrose's graffitis and
And
all
Mrs.
the other
Workers would
evidence.
explain. Yeah. Okay.
She can take comfort by walking by the river.
Yes. Yeah.
I think.
Yes. Okay then. Yep. So in that case, Alicia tells the whole story from everything about Ambrose, about the siren. I think probably we would also show the pieces of paper that we've collected, just kind of explain what's going on, showing the letters, and then finally explaining that the curse is broken. So, Harriet, if you were lucky enough to be in the family way, to put it delicately, at least if you have a little boy, he'll be safe, and we'll be here for him. He'll have the best aunties ever, and we'll be here for you as well.
She is heartbroken, and of course, but she takes comfort in the four of you and all that you've done, and she thanks you. You spend the rest of the evening talking, relaying, answering questions until finally the sun is just about to come up. You see the pre-dawn out from the window, and all of you decide it's time to rest, as it's been quite a very, very long day. And all of you are absolutely exhausted. You stick around for several days after. There's an investigation that is done with the local constabulary. It is determined what you find out is that it seems the Thomas's footman who was assisting him as valet actually was found murdered not too far away. It looks like he was probably supposed to bring something to. Looks like he was bringing a letter or some information. As it looks like he had some other mail on him. You are pretty sure, piecing two to two together, Francis or someone of his ilk had probably murdered the valet and taken the letter that you found, mostly burned, that was supposed to be delivered to Harriet. Francis, the next morning after everything, probably about the time that you finally fell asleep, was found drunk or hungover and injured in the church. The word quickly gets out that he was found, that he had been in drinking with the other with the verger. At least that's what the story says. That the two of them had gotten drunk on the communion wine, and dear goodness, it was such a scandal. Is the loss to his reputation was significant. He is considered unsavory and ungodly, and retreats. He is retreated back to the family seat and never shows his face in Bath again, because there is no getting over that. After you assist Harriet in setting herself up as the Viscountess at the manor, as is her place, you get a letter, actually, Alicia, from your sister a few months later. Yes, she is absolutely in the family way. And somehow she feels, as most pregnant women do, that it's a boy. And you know that this will be the very first Viscount, since Ambrose and the terrible events that led to the curse, that this child will be free of that curse and will live probably a long and happy life, including probably getting married and having another little Viscount of his own. The rest of you go on with your lives. But the question is how this will affect each and every one of you. Now that the veil between what you knew, what you thought you knew, and what is actually there, how will that affect you going forward? But that is a tale for another day. And with that, we will draw the curtain upon the Viscount that left me. Questions will still be there, but who knows? Maybe at some point in the future, we will revisit them. But once again, thank you to all of you for watching. Thank you to our incredible cast of investigators. I'm going to go around one more time. Let our viewers know who you are, where they can find you. We're going to go with the same order, starting with Lydia.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. This has been a lot of fun, and long-term viewers of the Miskatonic Playhouse will know how much I love Regency. So it's been an absolute privilege to be in this amazing game tonight. Thank you so much, Heather. Thank you so much, my fellow cast members. It's been chaos in the most perfect way, and I've loved every single minute of it. As I said earlier, I'm Lydia, and you can find me, as well as right here at the Playhouse, you can find me at the podcast Lightless Beacons. And I've also been doing a couple of small cameo parts in the brand new Delta Green podcast, New Dawn, starring the amazing Heather. So listen out for me on that one.
And we will go to Olga, Basset Cat.
Yes. Yes, this was another delight. I also adore Regency as much that I'm writing a hobby book in that. But I want to thank, of course, Heather for this delightful scenario. We got to marry a siren, guys. That is when you get to do that. Thank you, Lynn, for pushing for Regency. Without you, this has never seen the light of day. So I'm very grateful for that too. Yes, you can find me on the Miskatonic Playhouse Discord, and of course on Blue Sky. And I'm here and there playing in all sorts of places and podcasts. And I'm delighted to be there every time. Thank you.
And I'm going to say this one more time because I love seeing her smile. The elegant embroidered Yeti.
Thank you so much. This was such a delight, Heather, and everybody. And I'm so glad that your internet buggered out on us last time.
Yes.
Because imagine how late it would be if we'd done this all in one session. And I'm so glad we could do this with our, heads on straight, at leisure, and mess around everywhere and take our time. Wow, just wow. But what a perfect game. Yeah, find me here or on Blue Sky or wherever, really. Eh. I'm always there for when trouble is afoot.
Yes. Always down for the shenanigans. And I absolutely adore that about each and every one of you. And of course, once again, I am blessed. We are blessed to have one of the creators and the one of the major forces to bringing Regency Cthulhu to our world. And we are so grateful for it. The dear Lynn Hardy.
Well, as my fellow investigators have said, thank you so much, Heather, for running this. Thank you so much, Zoe, for writing it. It's been hugely enjoyable. As always is the case with Regency, it always takes twice as long as you think it's going to, because everybody's faffing about doing the social things, which of course is one of the glorious parts of Regency. I get to do all that lovely mythos investigating with tea and cake and social niceties. And it's one of the reasons I love it very much. So thank you again, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for continuing to support Miskatonic Playhouse, who are a thoroughly lovely bunch, as are all of their guests. And you can find me on Blue Sky.
All right. And I'm going to do a special shout out to our wonderful man behind the scenes, Steve, otherwise known as Tall Halfling. Thank you. Thank you, Steve, for all of your help on this. Again, this was The Viscount That Left Me, written by Zoe Chetney. It is on Drive-Thru RPG through the Miskatonic repository. It is on PDF and in print. I highly, highly recommend please going out and supporting our community content creators on the Miskatonic repository or any of the Chaosium, the Jonestown Compendium and the Companions of Arthur. Show them some love and support. Vote with your dollars, sort of thing. Grab a copy. This is absolutely one of those that I'm actually going to buy in print myself and get. If I can ever run into Zoe, I will get that signature done. My name again I am Heather Ashcraft, otherwise better known as ValyGirl Heather on all the socials. I am looking to be back here in the Playhouse in February, where I will be running The Pirate and the Bride, because love will be in the air for February. Once again, back for Regency. Until then, you can find me as I am one half of the duo with myself and Cosmic Output with the New Dawn. For the Delta Green that's going on. The finale over on Lightly Speakins, we just put our finale for our Miss Do series that just went live today. So go ahead and check that out. Otherwise, you can find me doing RuneQuest with the Old Ways the Old Ways. We're no longer saying podcast. So the Old Ways, the RuneQuest series. We did 6 seasons in Sartar and the Adventures in Dragon Pass. You can look for me there. Other than that, find me on the Discords or at conventions near you. My next one will be at Philadelphia Area Game Expo next month in just a few weeks. Or you can find me at Cthulhu, the very first Cthulhu in a Castle next month in Philadelphia. And I am so incredibly excited where I am custom putting all 5 scenarios of the Mansions of Madness Volume 1 together into one mega scenario. So more to come on that. But on that note, that's plenty about this. Thank you all. Thank you for your support. Thank you to the Miskatonic Playhouse for letting me come back and play with these incredible cast members. And we will see all of you again very soon. Good night, everybody.
Night, everyone.
Good night.